How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the May 1st edition of WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. May 1st, brand new month. Matt Boone, what's going on, man?
Eating a hot sausage. What's going on with you?
Eating a hot sausage, huh? You probably
Deja vu, right?
There's some hot sausage, huh? Yeah, sausage, yeah? No,
I don't know about all that sausage shit, but this shit's good.
Yeah?
Things are addictive, but as much as it sounds like deja vu, last week and all, I can promise you it will not be like last week. Let's do a radio show.
Last week was a was a train wreck.
It was a disaster, man. I listened back to some of it, and I couldn't. Usually, I can sit through any show. A lot of people don't like hearing their own voice and things like that. I've never had that problem, but listening to that was rough because I was. I shouldn't have gone on the air last week. Let's just put it that way.
No, you shouldn't have been here. And by the time that show ended, I was quite pissed off.
I'm surprised I didn't get fired. You're a good guy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm having a rough day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. You know what I mean? It happens, but whatever. You know.
It happens. Hold on. That's my last plate. Then I'll be with you.
Yeah, I mean, just woke up. I'm stressed, bro. I need a vacation or something. You know, I need to go somewhere. I need to go to the ocean, somewhere warm, somewhere.
You work too damn much. Why don't you come down here in Florida and we'll pimp it out for a week or something? It's already up.
Yeah, but it's still work's still got to be done, even when if I came down there. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, but you ain't got like anywhere else you go with a vacation. Well, you got a laptop now, right? So.
Yeah,
because otherwise you're gonna have trouble going anywhere. But I got a computer down here, so you could just come by yourself, bring some clothes.
Yeah, but you know how I don't use the laptop. You know, I got a laptop, but it sits here, and I never unless it gets real busy, man. Then I gotta pull out the laptop. You know, but other than that, it just it collects dust. You know.
I've never had a laptop, but I've been around friends that have them, and just the mouse alone gets on my fucking nerves. The way it's like built into the actual laptop itself.
Well, you can hook up a mouse. I mean, you can put it in, with a USB port. You can. I mean, that's not the problem. I hate fucking laptops, dude. They suck. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them either. I've always had a desktop, and it seems like nobody has. It's like they're ancient. The way everybody's got flat screen TVs now. Like nobody has a desktop anymore. I'm like one of the few people I know that stuck with it,
Yeah, I mean, I got the desktop. It's just because everything's on here, you know what I mean? You got the URLs, the posting URLs that you got to put up news with, and the blogging.
You got like a power center where you got like two desks put together and a computer over here and a computer. I remember seeing a picture once.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little office here that I have set up, you know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know, it's a pain in the dick. But anyways, it's May 1st, brand new month, right? What do they say about it? They say something about May. May 1st, I don't know. May 1st means it's May Day? Is that what it is? May Day?
May Day, I don't know. They got, March Madness is March. We got Cinco de Mayo Saturday, I believe.
So is it Cinco de Mayo? Really? Saturday?
Yeah, they're doing the Mayweather-Cotto fight on Cinco de Mayo and also UFC on Fox, so.
That's right. You know, I was supposed to go to Las Vegas this weekend coming up, man, for the big fight out there. You know House, right? Big fat fuck.
What, Mayweather fight?
Yeah, I was supposed to be out in
shit.
You know House, right? Fat fuck.
Yeah, House, my buddy.
Fat fuck, we call him a fat fuck, whatever.
He's big as a house.
He's big as a house, that's why we call him House. But him and Game Face, Tom, we call him Game Face because he's all in the sports, dude. He's fucking just.
I remember that kid. He wears the Yankees hat and shit.
Oh, dude, I love the Yankees. Shut the fuck. So we call him Game Face, dude, just because he's all about sports.
He's one of those experts. Every time a fight's going, if it was me, I would do this. Shut up. You wouldn't know what the fuck to do if it was you.
He thinks he knows everything about sports, dude. Anything and everything about sports. This guy thinks he knows it. So, anyways, we got Fat Fuck House and Game Face, but they're going out to Las Vegas. They're not going to the actual fight, but they're going to be in Vegas for the weekend, And I was supposed to go and go out there with them, but I turned it down because work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put off everything because of work. You work too damn much. You gotta have some fun.
What are you gonna do? Let's see. What are we gonna talk about tonight? It's been busy on the website, man. We had Extreme Rules this past Sunday night on pay-per-view, and check this out, right? We got
great show.
I don't know if we got a sober Boone, but he's a lot better than he was last week. So
we don't have a drunk Boone. You can say that.
Oh, well, listen. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. When the show went off the air last week, I said, Boone, we gotta work something out, man. I said we can't have this. And not only that, but there were.
We're being honest. That's not what happened at all.
No, there were almost 100.
The show went off the air last week. You didn't talk to me for 2 or 3 days, and then we had a discussion about the future and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you're right. We
pissed.
we didn't speak for a couple of days, and there was a Facebook Facebook thread that went up, and there were almost 100 replies on it. And I would say a good 90% of those replies said, Boone, you got to relax. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you can't get on here shit-faced. And I said to you a couple days later, I said, man, I don't mind if you're buzzed. I said, I think the people, they like Boone that's a little bit buzzed. But the shit-faced Boone, we can't have that. You know what I mean?
No,
So
that's bad. I never intended to be shit-faced last week, but like I said, a party just kind of, like, you happened to you. What was it? It was after the show last week. A party just kind of happened at your house. Sometimes that shit happens. It just happened to fall on a Tuesday.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be the scumbag saying, hey guys, you got to get out. I know that's what I should do since it's a paying job and I'm supposed to be professional, but I don't get to hang out a lot, you know, with people. So when they show up, it's like, hey, let's have some fun. And then, unfortunately, it fell on a Tuesday.
It fell on a Tuesday. So anyways, we talked about it, right? And I said, come on here a little bit, Buzz, do your thing, man. And the people like that. But the shit-faced Boone, I mean, last week it was like, we ran down SmackDown spoilers, and then you said, we're going to talk about SmackDown. I said, are you fucking kidding me right now, dude? But anyways, so we got a much better Boone tonight, and we got a lot to talk about. And not only that, but you saw Extreme Rules, and you saw Monday Night Raw last night, at least bits and pieces.
I saw most of both. I didn't see all of both, but I saw anything that's worth a shit. Anything we'll be talking about, I've seen. So that's good.
Right. And at least the big stuff. You know what went down? Brock Lesnar. It's crazy, man. What WWE's trying to do, with working the internet. With fake injuries and stuff that happened at Extreme Rules with Brock Lesnar flipping out backstage. All this stuff, man, and they tried to get the dirt sheet websites yesterday to put up a report that Brock Lesnar had been fired or quit WWE.
Yeah, they leaked it out to some people that they thought would pick up on it and run with it, and then everybody would pick it up, and it would become a big story before Raw. But I think it's so hypocritical that WWE says, oh, the internet's only, 5% of our fan base. We don't care if they want to see Zack Ryder taken seriously. We don't play to the internet, but then everything is, oh, we're trending on Twitter. Everything is, oh, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to WWE.com, and we're going to try and work the internet on this story, but yet the internet doesn't mean anything. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, I think what they're realizing is, with the whole Twitter and the Facebook stuff, is the internet is playing a much bigger role in what they do with storylines and the way they run their company, I mean, pretty much everybody has the internet these days. Whether you visit the dirt sheet websites or not, a lot of people visit WWE.com, so they figure if they can put up these, Triple H has got a broken arm, Beth Phoenix has got this, Zack Ryder's got this, you know what I mean? People are going to buy into it unless they read the dirt sheet websites to find out the real deal.
Well, if you're a big wrestling fan, even if that's all eventually you're going to find some of the dirt sheet websites like WZROnline.com and find out the real, the backstage stuff. Because everybody, like, back when I was a fan, the first site I went to was probably WWE.com, but then I would be interested in other wrestling information, and I would go to Google and put in, like, wrestling rumors or something like that. And, the first few websites I'd check out, and eventually you find your favorites, and those are the ones you go to. I mean, anybody who's a real wrestling fan has visited a WZR website, or one of the PWS. They've been there once or twice. It's not every day.
It's not like the old days. I mean, if you were to go and do let's use this for an example. If you go to Google.com right now, right, and you were to do a search for TNA News, the first website that pops up is TNAWrestlingNews.com, which I own. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with WWE News, where if you go to Google and you do a search for, WWE News, TNA, or whatever it is, whatever you're searching for, the dirt sheet websites are going to pop up. And when you go to these dirt sheet websites, they're going to say, wow, they got all the backstage news. I'm going to go here instead of WWE, or I'm going to visit both. I'm going to go to WWE.com and the dirt sheet websites, and then, they go from there, so I just...
WWE, they run, like, angles off of Twitter. Like, they had Zack Ryder and Eve Torres going back and forth a couple weeks ago on Twitter, and, like, they even said, John Cena and The Rock, they even kind of said that was the first match that kind of got built off of social networking. Like, it was built off of Twitter and then going back and forth, so... It obviously plays a big role,
Right. So we're going to talk about, everything that went down with the internet and how WWE's trying to work the dirt sheet websites. We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar's tantrum that he threw backstage at Extreme Rules, some of which is, well, you know what, dude? Some of that is a work, and the dude is legit pissed at certain things. What those are, we'll get into here in a little bit. But, I mean, I think it was overdone, and part of that was to try to fool the dirt sheets, because that happened on Sunday night, and then they planted that story yesterday afternoon that Brock Lesnar had quit WWE, and the whole basis behind that was, well, Lesnar threw a fit, got pissed off on Sunday night, and now he's quit the company. And then the whole idea behind it was we're going to surprise the fans on Monday night when he comes out and shows up on Raw. Oh, he didn't quit the company. He's back. You know what I mean?
A lot of it was to work the actual boys, too, the wrestlers in the company, to make them think, oh, we put Cena over instead of Lesnar, and
well,
Lesnar's,
And not only that, but for the guys that witnessed the tantrum backstage, for them to contact some of the dirt sheet writers and say, listen, I witnessed this, and Brock Slutty quit WWE, and, they had hoped.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't know who the leaks are, specifically. They don't know, oh, this guy talks to the internet, this guy talks to the internet, this is how stories, they really don't. That's why they can't control a lot of stuff that comes out, because they don't know who's spilling the guts, spilling the beans,
Well,
so
and
they
guys,
do a stage thing like Lesnar throwing a fit, and they figure, well, people will find out about it through their sources. Like, you got guys you talk to, and other people got guys they talk to. They figure that's a good way to leak it. And obviously, if we have real sources, we're going to find out, like, oh, well, that was bullshit,
Right. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to do that, talk about Lesnar's, meltdown backstage at Extreme Rules. We also have to talk about, Extreme Reunion. They had Extreme Rules on Sunday night. They had Extreme Reunion on Saturday night, and what a freaking disaster. Dude, there is so much shit coming out of that show. Stuff that we haven't even put up on the website that we're going to give you guys first here on, WZR Radio tonight, man.
Apparently a bunch of Matt Boone showed up.
Sabu was passed out in his hotel room. Justin Credible was passed out in a bathroom backstage.
A lot of guys went into the ring fucked up, and like it was obvious.
Dude.
It was just bad.
Axel Rotten got in a car accident after the show went off the air.
That's right.
And actually, you know what? Another employee from Extreme Reunion got in a car accident, which we haven't put up on the website, so we'll talk about that tonight, let you know what happened there. And, original plans, who they had to contact to come in at the last minute, what they're going to do. There's going to be a statement coming from Shane Douglas and the promoters of the event. I think it's going to come out tomorrow, or at some point this week, and they're going to basically suck up to you guys and say, we are sorry, man. We failed miserably, and give us another chance. So that's a statement.
I heard they had like 2,200 people show up for that show, too, so it's a damn shame that they screwed up so bad.
That's the thing that's shitty, man, is they had that many people there. I was going to go to that, too, man. I talked about it.
Where was it?
In Philly.
Oh, okay. You were going to go to Philly to see that stupid shit?
I was going to take the train down. The train takes me right into Philly. So I said, all right, I'll do it. Even if I had to take a cab to the actual bingo hall or whatever the fuck it was in. It was the National Guard Armory or something like that. You know what I mean? But I was going to go down there, dude, and thank God I didn't go, But anyways.
Yeah, that would have been a waste of money and time.
So we're going to talk about that. We've also got live WWE, NXT, and SmackDown spoilers right now. You can go to WZROnline.com. And it is the top post right now. I'm going to be updating that throughout the night, even live on the air here. So if you hear me typing, I'm going to be there. WZROnline.com. They are up right now. They're taping. The dark match has already been taped. They're taping NXT right now. And then Superstars and SmackDown will be after that. So WZROnline.com. For that top news post right now, go over there, load up another browser, and you can get the SmackDown spoilers. How's the weekend, dude?
Crazy weekend, etc., etc.
As always, we had B-Hop and Dawson this past weekend, man. Bernard Hopkins and Chad Dawson, yeah. That was on Saturday night. Chad Dawson took him out. I thought Bernard looked okay in the early rounds, but after that, it was Dawson's fight.
He looked better than he did in the first fight. The first fight looked like he was on the verge of getting knocked out. This fight he was holding his own. And his first few rounds he was doing pretty decent, but ultimately, Dawson's too young, too slick, too good for him. Hopkins, I think at 47. I think age is catching up with him, and it might be time for him to back it in.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Dawson, I mean, you just said Dawson's way younger than he is. He's 47, you said?
Hopkins is, yeah.
Yeah, he looks all right, 47, man. I mean, there's a major league pitcher right now that I think is up around there, 47, 48, almost 50, dude, and he's still throwing pitches. People say, like, okay, if you're in the NFL and you hit like 35 years old, you're old, and you shouldn't be in the NFL. I think the media the media, it's like they force people into retirement. Look at Brett Favre, right? The dude didn't want to retire, but the media forced him into retirement. And it's the same thing. You get to people are shitting all over like Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. They're only like 34, 35 years old. Come on, man.
It's different with baseball than even football is kind of like boxing and MMA. Because like you get old in one fight. Randy Couture got old in one fight. Next thing you know, he's getting knocked out every time he goes out there. He won his whole career. Like Chuck Liddell's a good example. Chuck Liddell was known as a guy that could take a punch better than anybody else. And then just one day he got old, and then like everybody was knocking him out, and then that's when you start getting brain damage, and you turn into Muhammad Ali, and you don't want that.
You say everybody was knocking him out. Okay, look at Chuck Liddell's last couple of fights, man. His last fights in UFC was fighting big names. It's not like he was fighting jobbers.
But that's the point, though. That's why people like the media encourages guys in combat sports specifically to retire, because they could get really hurt and like get brain damage, and sometimes it's up to the fighter. It's always up to the fighter to decide when they're too old, when they should hang it up. But sometimes the media, because they watch fights for a living, they analyze fights for a living, they can see, shit, this guy Chuck Liddell, he's getting knocked out too much. We don't want him to be slurring and when he gets older have problems. And it's just so hang it up, man. You had a good career. It's over.
Joe Diggett in the chat says, I love Ryan's New York accent. I hate it, man. You know what? I tried to go back and listen to the archive of last week's show. I hate my voice, bro.
It's a cool accent, I gotta tell you, because when I lived there, I liked it, and I don't know if I did it. I think it was mostly subconsciously, but I picked up some of the mannerisms. You move somewhere, you pick up the accent a little bit. I picked up some of the New York shit. It just sounds cool, and I don't know.
I don't like it, man. I tried to listen to the archive last night. I couldn't do it, dude. I hate the sound of myself, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody likes to hear themselves.
Whatever. Anyways, so we had that. We're going to talk the news, the rumors. We're going to run down Extreme Rules, Monday Night Raw from last night. Let me get these plugs out of the way. You can email us at feedback@WZROnline.com. Throughout the show, we'll take your email questions. The official website of WZR Radio is WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook as well. Go to Facebook.com/WZR Army. We're on Twitter and YouTube as well. Just go to WZROnline.com. Hit the social media tab on the top navigation bar, and you guys can find all the links to Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. We'll be taking your live phone calls in hour number 2. We'll give out the number in just a little bit.
We'll have phone calls in hour number 2.
Two. And Matty Boone joined Facebook. It's at facebook.com/MattBooneWZR. Mine is, you guys know mine. It's facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. But go add Matty B. Just got on there a couple weeks ago. Facebook.com/MattBooneWZR.
After that, I made the plugs. No shit.
You made the plugs, dude. I got it written down here in my my show file. It's not really much of a show.
I've arrived.
You've arrived. You're back and better than ever after a long talk last week.
I think I got 700 fans so far. You got 5,000, so they need to get their ass over there and add me, because I don't like it.
How's the profile photo looking?
I changed it. It's just a headshot now, so you ain't got to worry about a shirtless Matty Boone.
You did?
Like
you changed it?
Yep.
Really? Oh man! All right.
Oh. I still got a sexy face. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know it.
Listen.
When I walk into the club,
girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pimp to the beat, walking down the street and my new the freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal princess out of control.
The fuck out of here.
Oh, jeez. When does that become a theme song? You're going to keep playing it until it sticks. Oh, jeez. Matt Boone singing, he thinks he's sexy. He's no shirt, and blah, 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 blah.
It's there, man. It's there for the long run now, man. It came up
I am a
one week.
good-looking son of a bitch, though, I got to say.
You think you're a good-looking son of a bitch, dude. You think so. We'll let you have it. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. /chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. How many people we got in there tonight?
We got about 90, so we're doing good.
85.
Looking good.
85 people in the chat. So we're almost at 90 like Boone said. Let's get us up to 100 tonight, right? Come on.
Why not? Why don't we get 100? Get in there.
WZROnline.com/chat. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. WWE Extreme Rules from Chicago, Illinois this past Sunday night on pay-per-view. What do you think, man? Top to bottom?
Top to bottom, great show. Crowd was great. they weren't as, I don't think they were as loud for Punk as they were the first time for Money in the Bank last year, but he was just becoming the guy at that time last year. He kind of watered down a little bit since this time this year, but crowd was hot, show was great. What was Daniel Bryan Sheamus was an amazing match. Jericho Punk, amazing match. Lesnar and Cena even, it was very different, but I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I mean, we'll talk about the finish and everything, but just looking at the match by itself, great match. So some good matches, great crowd. That's a good show.
Yo, Lesnar beat the fuck out of Cena, man.
Legitimately, yeah.
Like, I'm watching that on Sunday night, and I said, you gotta be kidding me right now. Dude, this dude is fucking no joke right now, man, you know?
Clearly he was supposed to elbow him, but even, I mean, not even just the elbow. He was kneeing him in the gut a couple times, and he was throwing him around. Everything was stiff, and yeah, it was like a worked UFC fight or something. Like, it was legitimate, you know, pounding. And Cena, like I've heard a lot of people say, he's got enough money. He doesn't have to do that kind of shit.
Right.
That's how much of a company guy he is. Like, let's get Lesnar over as a monster, which they have been doing, and that match did a great job of doing that until to get to the finish, and they fucking ruined the entire, like, they ruined it all.
You're pissed. I know you're pissed on that, dude, so we'll
It was stupid. Like, why are you going to spend $5 million and then you're going to blow it the first time he had, it's retarded.
It was pretty crazy, dude. The finish, and, well, not only that, bro, but they came out on Raw last night, and they acted like Lesnar won the match, man. Nobody really came out. Triple H, I think, mentioned it once in his promo that, dude, you lost, man. But last night on Raw, it seemed like, they were trying to forget that Brock had lost that match, you know?
I think it was like kind of the thing where, I mean, I might be looking into it and trying to help him out, making sense of this, but, okay, he established before the match that, yes, that's good, by the way. Before the match, he established that he doesn't like anybody. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He doesn't care if he wins or loses. He's just here to beat people up. Then you do the match in that particular style, and the next night he's no-selling the fact that he lost. And I think the idea is he doesn't care if he wins or loses. He doesn't care if people like him or if they don't like him. He doesn't care if he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. He's just there to kick people's asses because that's what he likes to do. And that's what he did, even though he lost, you know.
Let's run it down. We're going to try to get through both Extreme Rules and Monday Night Raw in hour number 1. If we didn't finish in hour 1, we'll finish it up in hour number 2. They had a pre-show match. They're doing live pre-shows, at least for this pay-per-view. We had Santino Marella and The Miz for the United States title. Santino retained here. Did you see that? It was on YouTube.
I didn't see it. No, I heard about it. I can't believe The Miz, because he was even promoting that he was in the main event of Extreme Rules last year. Then he's on the pre-show, and he loses. It's just crazy, man. I don't know what the hell that guy did to piss everybody off. Is it still back from that spot where he let, who was it, R-Truth fall and, like, get hurt? Or, I mean, what the hell did he do?
Well, you know what? It's not like they're gonna fire him, as he's set for the new Marine movie, the Marine 3 that's coming out. So they announced him for that. So it's not like they're gonna fire him, but yeah, he's in the doghouse, man. And you're right, dude. It does. It goes back to the R-Truth thing, where he basically dropped him on his head. You know what I mean? And not only that, but people had said that he's and you can see this in interviews, man. He's cocky, he's obnoxious, you know, and that doesn't go over well with some people backstage. And not only that, but people said that, you know, before he became WWE champion, he was all about WWE, and he was, you know, he was all there, man. He was all in. And after he became WWE champion, you know, the ego kind of went to his head, and people said that he wasn't trying as hard as he was before.
Well, that dude gets laid with Maurice every night. I mean, that'll get your ego going.
Yeah, right, dude.
I mean, my God, check out some of them lingerie pictures we put up last week. The girl's insane, and he's tapping at everything. Who gives a fuck?
It is. I don't know how he lands these chicks, man. He's had so many chicks, too. So many hot chicks, you know? Somehow
he's a good-looking dude, but Maurice is just on a different level.
Miz,
I don't know how he pulled that down.
Miz, we're not having a gay conversation or anything like that, but come on, dude. If you're a guy, you can judge a male and say, all right, that's an ugly motherfucker, or this is a good-looking dude. I don't think the Miz is a good-looking dude.
You don't think so? Nah. I think he's a good-looking dude. I mean, I could see where he would get good-looking chicks, but just like I said, Maurice, like, let's say if Maurice wasn't famous and stuff, then I could see it, because he's famous and he's decent looking. But the fact that she is just as famous and, like, on a whole nother level of hotness, the guy must have game. Shit, who knows?
I think it's more game than it is looks, you know what I mean? I don't know.
It must be. I don't know. If his personality is anything like his character, he's a cocky asshole, and I don't know. Girls like confidence, but that's just Crazy.
That's overdoing it. Yeah,
That's overdoing it.
So Miz came out basically like you talked about, man. He cut a promo saying that he was in the main event at Extreme Rules last year, and here he is now on the pre-show, and he's pissed off about it. Says that the power has gone to John Laurinaitis' head, blah 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 blah. And then they jobbed him out, man. Santino Marella retained for the U.S. title. They actually did a rematch of that on Raw last night. Then they kicked off the pay-per-view, dude. It was Randy Orton and Kane. This was a Falls Count Anywhere match. I actually took notes on the pay-per-view. Like you said earlier, dude, they were in Chicago. Great crowd all night long, dude. Love that crowd. Love that crowd.
Crowd will make or break a show. Or let's put it this way: if the show's a good show,
right,
by the time it's over, like, oh, that was a good show. If it's a good show with a great crowd, the perception at the end of the show will be like, wow, what a great show. Even if it wasn't a great show, it was only a good show. If the crowd is really into it, it just makes it that much better. And that was a really hot crowd. So.
What'd you think of the match overall? I thought it was awesome, dude.
Kane Orton, yeah, it was better than a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, man, they went all over the arena. Like we said, it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. At one point, they brawled to the back, and a bunch of WWE talents were back there, and Zack Ryder came up and attacked him behind. And then it eventually came back into the arena. And somebody brought a chair into the ring, and then Orton hit the RKO on the chair, right?
Yeah, that's how the finish came. So yeah, Orton got over here. He jobbed at Mania, and then he got over here, and I don't want to fast forward, but didn't he win the beat the clock shit at Raw last night? So
he did, right?
So he's next in line for the title there, so that's good. He's getting
no. It was Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan won the.
You're right.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna do eventually before Lesnar leaves WWE. I don't think he's gonna resign after this year. We'll talk about that later. But I think eventually they're gonna do Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar at some point. I think they're gonna do Triple H versus Lesnar.
Yeah, that's next.
SummerSlam. Well, I think they're gonna hold that off to SummerSlam, man. But
I don't think Lesnar will wrestle again until SummerSlam.
You don't think so?
I don't think it'll be on Over the Limit. Do you?
Probably not Over the Limit.
Who would he work with?
Yeah, but SummerSlam is what? We're in May, June, July. Oh, yeah, it's only 3 months. You're probably right. You're right.
Well, what's after Over the Limit? What's the next one?
Oh, geez, I would have to. Let me get the. I'll pull it up here.
Money in the Bank.
You're right. That's it.
Okay.
Let me see it.
No way. I don't know. One of them two. Okay, so they got a couple fillers. Yeah, I wouldn't have them do.
You've got
stupid that they had him do Extreme Rules. They should have waited till SummerSlam to have his first match.
We just had Extreme Rules in April, the end of April. Then Over the Limit's coming up next, and then the June pay-per-view is No Way Out. July is Money in the Bank, and then August is SummerSlam. You're probably right, man. You're probably right. I don't think he comes back until SummerSlam.
Yeah, that might have been the whole point of the angle. I don't know. We'll see what they do next week. I don't even know if he'll be on Raw next. He's got what, 30 dates on it. So yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to slow it down now, or they're gonna use them all up.
What do you got? Important phone calls coming in?
No, nobody I know has this number, so that's gotta be for Mike. So I'm ignoring it.
All right. Yeah, you're probably right, dude. SummerSlam, they'll have him come back. They wrote him off TV last night, and not only that, but Triple H's got a broken arm. So if they're going with that storyline, it's gonna take months for him to be able to return, which would probably put it around SummerSlam. Right before SummerSlam, and then you'd have about a month to build the actual match.
Hype it up.
Yeah, you're probably right. Eve Torres was backstage with Teddy Long. It was awesome. Teddy Long, poor Teddy Long, dude. He's got a name card that says hello. It says hello. My name is Teddy.
Big giant one too.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible what they're doing, man. We had I guess a surprise match. It was Brodus Clay against Dolph Ziggler. No stipulations or anything like that here. It was basically for comedy. Hornswoggle came in. Where was Hornswoggle last night, by the way? He wasn't there.
Was he there? I don't know.
No, he wasn't there with Brodus Clay. It was.
I like now that he wears the singlet. You can see his little stubby midget legs. It's funny.
Yeah. They kept this short, man, on the pay-per-view. Jack Swagger was out there. Brodus Clay knocked him off the apron, and then defeated Dolph Ziggler with a splash. I think Dolph Ziggler is the next big thing. I don't know why you would job him out to a guy like Brodus Clay, but whatever. It's on pay-per-view, and then the whole thing was they danced after the match, and it was a feel-good moment for the pay-per-view.
Somebody called their mama, and
somebody called him
like JR even said in his blog, don't worry about Ziggler jobbing to Brodus Clay. The cream rises to the top, and he's clearly a good worker, good character. He's young still. He's paying his dues now, and eventually he'll be on top, I'm thinking.
You gotta love the crowd, too, dude. Brodus Clay was supposed to be, the comedy guy. Everybody loves this guy, blah, 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 blah. And the crowd was chanting, Ziggler, let's go Dolph. You know what I mean, dude? And Brodus Clay was a huge heel heat for Brodus Clay. It was a complete opposite of what they wanted to happen. But it's Chicago. What are you gonna do?
I was gonna say they're in Chicago. That crowd's they're
Right.
gonna root for the guys that they tell are talented, whether or not they're being promoted or pushed or not. You know, they can see the fact that Brodus Clay's a big goof and Ziggler's the real deal. So
Do you have a play-by-play report in front of you right now?
I don't know.
You don't? Can I get you something? And listen, I'm
I'll link it up.
gonna be honest with you. Check this out, man. Before I go on the air every Tuesday night, right? I go and I get ice water, and I completely forgot. You know what happened to you? You know, dude. We had a conversation earlier today. I wasn't a happy camper, right, dude? I was pretty
No, you were
pissed.
pissed.
I was pretty pissed off, dude. So I went out and listen. Before you call me a fucking pussy, this, that, and the other thing, I had 2 twisted teas in the refrigerator, and I drank them.
Fucking pussy.
I drank them before we came on the air. It was the only thing that was left in the refrigerator, man. So I drank them. It put me in a better mood right before we came on air, and I said, all right, we're good. And with that being said, I forgot to fill up my ice water, so I need to go. I gotta get some water, man. I gotta get some water.
Go get some water then.
All right, we left off. I sent you that report. We left off with Big Show versus Cody Rhodes in a tables match for the IC title.
Alrighty.
All right.
Alright, but I'm going to skip that while he's going here because I didn't see that, I don't think. So I'm going to skip ahead to CM Punk versus Chris Jericho in a Chicago street fight. Let me play with the chat here a little bit. What did you guys think, CM Punk, Chris Jericho? I thought it was... Sheamus Daniel Bryan was really good. I thought Jericho Punk was the match tonight, though. I thought it was way better than the WrestleMania match, and I thought crowd was hot. Having his sister and his family there playing off the storyline was good, and I thought they did some really cool stuff. They had some great spots, especially towards the end. Let's see. Yeah, everybody seems to agree there.
Pretty quick, right? Not bad, huh?
Yeah, you got your tea, your water. What do we got?
That was water, man. I didn't even have time to put the ice in it because I didn't want to leave you hanging. There goes that cell phone.
Ahead to the, yeah, I got a text. I skipped ahead to the Jericho Punk match because I didn't see the, what you call it.
I did. Big Show and Cody Rhodes. We had It was lame, dude. It was horrible. The finish of the match was horrible. You had there was a table on the outside, and Show stepped on the table, and it caused it to break. It was just so corny, dude. And then after the match was over, Big Show flipped out on Rhodes, and that was that. And then they followed up the angle on Raw last night, but it was such a corny finish, dude. Crowd wasn't into it. It was brutal, dude. Just a horrible finish with with Big Show, basically putting himself through the table. It was stupid. The table broke. It was a gimmick table. Big Show stepped on it, and that was that, dude.
That's how he lost. Yeah, I didn't really. I think I just saw the ending there. I don't remember that match too well.
Next up was Sheamus and Daniel Bryan in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the world title. This was a good match. The first finish was pretty lame, dude. It was what was it? Sheamus was in the ropes and Bryan kept kicking out until they disqualified him. So that was the first fall. And then the second fall had Daniel Bryan use the label lock, or the yes lock, as they call it right now.
They're calling it the yes lock?
The yes lock. He changed it last week on SmackDown. He said from now on we're going to call it the yes lock. So.
I see he's got the T-shirt now that says yes all over. What, they interviewed him before the match? Was this a Raw or... I think it was Extreme Rules. They interviewed him before the match, and when they asked him if he thought he would win, he said, yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. He kept doing it over and over, and then AJ was, standing behind him, when they...
she showed up in the back for no reason. I guess, did he dump her?
He dumped her a couple weeks ago, right.
Yeah.
So the second fall in Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan was basically put on the yes lock, the label lock, and Sheamus passed out. So the referee, said, all right, you're done, dude. That's the second fall. And then in the third fall, Sheamus hit the bro kick, and that was that. And the crowd was kind of mixed here, dude. Neither man was over big. I think Daniel Bryan was more over than Sheamus, though.
Clearly.
And that's not what they want, But how can you not? I mean, eventually they're going to have to turn him babyface, right? With the yes chance, wouldn't you think?
I don't know how they can. I don't know how the hell it's almost like I want to compare it to John Cena. Like, he's supposed to be a babyface, but he gets fucking booed out of every building he's in. Everybody hates his guts, and yet he's the top babyface. Daniel Bryan's supposed to be one of the top heels, and yet he's getting a bigger reaction than anybody, a positive reaction. You figure they got to turn him babyface, but they don't turn Cena heel, so maybe they won't turn him babyface.
And they try so hard, dude. They keep trying to, Daniel Bryan will cut a promo backstage like he did at Extreme Rules, or he'll cut a promo in the ring in front of the audience, and even with a heel promo, I mean, he could be like, yo, Chicago sucks, I hate you, and they chant, yes, 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 it's like, it's not gonna work no matter what he says, everybody's gonna chant yes,
That's gonna be one of those things like the what chant that's gonna stick around for a while, and no matter what, people are going to want to chant it. Whether they're with him or against him, they're going to chant it. So
right.
You might as well turn him babyface and quit trying to go against the grain, but it is WWE, so who the fuck knows?
So Matt Boone's telling me right now that we've got amazing traffic numbers tonight. Is that true?
It looks so far so damn good. Real damn good, yeah. They're getting better, too.
Yeah, no doubt. How's the chat room doing? 88. We're almost at 90 people in the chat room. Come on into the chat room. WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Come on in here. It's a good time. Everybody's friends. Everybody gets along.
Everybody's friends.
Everybody's friends. You know what I'm saying, dude? We all get along here. And not only that, but if it's your first time listening and you like what you hear, we're here every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern time. It's a good time. You know what I mean? We don't try to be professional. We shoot the shit, talk backstage news, stuff like that. So
I really think we need to start doing. I don't know if we should do pre-pay-per-view shows, but post-pay-per-view shows. Like I wanted to talk about that Lester thing so goddamn bad.
Yeah.
And now that they've done Raw and we found out about the blow-up backstage, that's going to overshadow. Like, if we would have done a show right after the pay-per-view, we could have really had a good show, I think, because I was fired up watching it. I could not believe they did that.
It's late, though, man. I mean, after the show ends, plus we got a lot of UK fans. It's like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning over there,
I guess. I don't know. Hardcore fans are going to want to talk about it, listen about it, things like that. Like, put it this way. After UFC's over, me and you, last UFC stayed up till 1 waiting for the press conference. We stayed up till 2 watching the press conference, and we had to turn around and get up the next day for a WWE show. So, like, if you're really into it, you're going to want to hear it and see as much as you can while it's still fresh.
We'll work something out.
Don't think about it.
We had
your daily show. That never got off the ground.
No, that's because something happened with another website that I was going to be featured on, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
We had, up next on Extreme Rules, it was 2 jobbers, Jay Hatton and who was the other guy, Aaron Relic or something like that, against Ryback. I don't watch SmackDown. Sometimes I do on Friday nights, but I had no idea what the fuck was going on here on the pay-per-view. And these 2 jobbers came out, cut a promo, blah, 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 and then Ryback came out, Skip Sheffield came out, and basically destroyed him. And that was that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But I guess it's an ongoing angle on SmackDown, so it is what it is.
I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't know. It was actually... No, I was talking. Somebody did show up here, but no, I don't watch SmackDown, so that was the first time I ever saw Ryback, and they're trying to fashion him into being the next Goldberg, the way he looks, the way he works, but he kind of wears like an RVD singlet, so he's like a Goldberg RVD mixed together kind of.
There were Goldberg chants from the crowd in Chicago. Loud
there
ones.
were.
CM Punk and Chris Jericho in a Chicago street fight for the WWE title, bro. This was awesome, man. This match was unbelievable. They just went out there.
I'm trying to remember some of the spots because towards the end they did a series of things. Like they had the turnbuckle set up early in the match, but they didn't use it. They had the chair wedged into the corner early in the match, but they didn't use it. His sister was out there. They had like a lot of cool things to play off of.
I think the story early on was Chris Jericho was just beating the shit out of CM Punk, and then eventually Punk came back, and they had kendo sticks. It was a Chicago street fight, so anything went. You could use weapons and things like that.
And of course, the street fight, 90% of it was in the ring. So
right. There were lots of, they used a bunch of weapons and kendo sticks and everything else. There was a sick bump at the end, man. CM Punk went at the top rope and Chris Jericho was on the outside on the announce table. That was unbelievable, man.
Didn't the crowd start chanting Randy Savage after that or something like that? Or was that in the ring when he hit the elbow drop?
Did they? I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was one point where they were chanting for Savage and shit because he clearly does that as a tribute to him. But
right.
He almost fell off the ropes when he went to do the splash on the
I don't, you know what, dude? I was thinking, okay, is he trying to play up the drunk thing with that, man?
No, he wasn't either.
No? All right.
No, because even earlier in the match, he went to do like a slingshot off the ropes, and he slipped and fell off of that one. But luckily, Jericho hit him with a stick as he was coming down, so it kind of looked okay. But there were a few times Punk botched some spots there. It was unusual.
Yeah, I saw it on the top rope and where he lost.
Stop. Seriously, it's too much noise.
I saw it on the top rope, man, where he lost his balance, but I was like, well, are they playing off the drunk storyline? But you're right. People in the chat room are saying he lost his balance. No doubt. It happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, especially when you do high risk stuff like that, the odds of things like that happening increase, and it just happened to happen there. I like the where they rip the tabletops off.
Right.
You never really see anybody use those tabletops. Usually they just throw them aside, put the guy on the table, break the table. They actually did a spot where they slammed the guy through the thing, and then they were picking it up and beating guys with it. They did some different shit here, man.
Yeah, no, it was good, and it was an awesome match, dude. The match from top to bottom was awesome. I mean, and not only that, but on paper, you got CM Punk, Chris Jericho out there. I mean, any match that those guys have, it's gonna be, it'll be a great match.
It was like the WrestleMania match was more of like an actual wrestling match. This was a definite street fight, but it was better, I think, than the WrestleMania match. And also, I can tell you're trying to hurry up and get to the pay-per-view. I do have to mention CM Punk's sister, piece of ass.
Oh, come on, dude. She's not that good looking.
She's a good-looking girl.
She's not that good looking, bro.
Take it to the chat room. Is she a good-looking girl or what?
Man, you're tasting women. She's not hot, bro. She's not hot. Come on, man.
I think she's hot, brother. I mean, she might have a big nose there, but she's pretty hot, man.
Dude, I'll give her. God, if I had to rate her,
I'd give her a 7, an 8.
Yeah, a 6 or a 7. I don't know.
Was that not his real sister? They're saying in the chat that it wasn't.
I would say a 6, maybe a 5. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 at the most, dude. I don't know. She's not that hot.
She's good looking. I mean, she's not a diva or anything or a celebrity, but she's a good looking girl next door, if you ask me.
She's an alright looking chick, dude. You had a couple beers in you, yeah, no doubt. I'd tap her, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Come on, dude. She's not that hot.
I like Dino in the chat. He says, Clark, Mr. Picky here. You're definitely way too picky with girls.
Oh, I am. I know it. I'm horrible, dude. And
You're telling me that girl came up to you in lingerie and started whispering in your ear, you're not going there?
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
You're gonna go there, yeah. So that means she's a good-looking girl.
She's an alright-looking girl, dude. I'd probably do her, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Get the fuck out of here, man.
If you want to check her out, you can go to WZROnline.com.
Yeah, I was waiting for that plug. I was waiting for that plug.
I gotta plug my work.
Right? No doubt.
I still got a job, right? So
maybe, motherfucker. You should have heard it. Man, you should have heard our conversation earlier today. I was not happy.
I think I got fired for a couple minutes.
You got fired for a couple minutes, motherfucker. And then you know what he says to me? I said, you know what, Boone? I said, I don't need your punk ass, dude. I said, get the fuck out of here. What I'll do it myself, right? And he says, you know what he says? He says, I'm not going to let you fire me. Oh no.
I'm not letting you off the hook. You're not firing me because you're in a bad mood. Get out of here.
Is that right? He says, you're not firing me, Clay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, motherfucker.
You never needed me. I like how you worded that. You never needed me to do that stuff. You did me a favor, and I'm not letting you take the favor away.
I'm not letting you fire me, Clark. Okay, buddy. Get the fuck out of here. We had Nikki Bella and Layla for the WWE Divas title.
Karma.
No, there were plans earlier. Karma was backstage.
She was there.
Yeah, despite her tweets saying otherwise, dude. And not only that, but in the afternoon hours, bro, in the afternoon, and we're talking Sunday afternoon, there were plans to have her come out and squash Nikki Bella and win the Divas title, and then all of a sudden they went with Layla. It's crazy.
You know why they did that?
Well,
I do.
What's that?
The internet. They knew everybody was expecting Karma. They didn't want it to be something happening to where everybody expected it, so they pulled a swerve and they threw Layla out there, which was stupid.
It really, well, it brings in another girl or another diva to the Divas division. But I mean, Karma's going to be back sooner than later. I thought they were going to do it on Raw. I thought maybe they're saving this for Monday Night Raw. And then what happens? Karma comes in and squashes Layla for the Divas title, and then goes on to face Beth Phoenix at I don't know, SummerSlam probably.
Something, but I mean, I'm just saying the way the Bella Twins contracts are up, so they're going to be gone. What do? Title changes. You have Karma come out, surprise return, even though it wasn't really a surprise since everybody was expecting it.
Right.
You go with it, whether they're expecting it or not, because it's smart. The same way you don't have fucking John Cena beat Brock Lesnar because everybody's expecting Lesnar to win. You have Lesnar win because it's the right thing to do for business. Whether people are expecting it or not, it's stupid to do something just because, everybody's expecting Lesnar to win, so let's have Cena win. Same as WrestleMania. Everybody's expecting Cena to win. Let's have The Rock win. It's stupid.
It is. No, you're right. You're right. And speaking of that, dude, we had the main event with John Cena and Brock Lesnar. I mean, I'll give my thoughts real quick, and then I'm going to update SmackDown spoilers here, and then we'll get into Monday Night Raw. But I mean, Lesnar was clearly working stiff, dude. The finish pretty much makes absolutely no sense with Brock Lesnar
What about the
losing.
blood? Can we talk about the blood?
You talk about it right now while I update spoilers.
Okay.
Here.
So they have the rule, no blood. It's a PG product. We can't have blood. If there's a cut that happens, we have to stop the match, have the trainers come out, seal it up with glue, wipe the blood off, continue.
Right.
The first spot in the match, first of all, the build-up after he punched him and busted his mouth open, all they did was re-show that 100 times, highlight the blood in a black and white, etc., etc. So then the first spot they set up in the match, hey Lesnar, elbow Cena, cut him open. Why do that if you have to stop the match and stop the blood? I don't understand. What the hell? And then they had, Lesnar blade at the end when Cena punched him with the chain.
You could see that too. You could clearly see that when Lesnar.
Yeah. So what the hell are they doing? I don't understand.
Well, they're trying to. They don't know. Lesnar's only going to be there probably for a year, dude, and then whatever happens to him happens, whether he resigns or not. We don't know. But it seems like a case where they're using Lesnar to put over their own talents, their top talents like John Cena, Randy Orton, people like that. But it doesn't make sense. You're right, dude. They build him up to be this big monster that doesn't give a shit about anybody. And then bang, they job him out in his first match. And not only that, but it was his first match back in WWE, and they job him out like that,
In 8 years, you got to remember, a lot of people are young fans, and especially for a PG-AIM product. A lot of people don't remember Brock Lesnar. To a young fan that's watching wrestling, this is like the first time they're seeing him, other than hearing references from the past. So this is the first time they're seeing him. It does Cena no good to get his ass kicked like that the entire time. Somehow get lucky and pin him, and then he's injured and he can't wrestle because he got beat up so bad. That doesn't put Cena over. It doesn't put Lesnar over either. So nobody's getting really put over there. They're not doing anybody any good. It's retarded.
Yeah, it really. I mean, it didn't make any sense, man. And when I first saw it, I said, "Oh my God, dude, they jobbed Lesnar out." But then we got into Monday Night Raw last night, man, and in the opening segment, you had John Laurinaitis come out, right, and basically brings out the people power, dude. He brings out He brought out Brock Lesnar at first. And basically says that, they never brought up that he had lost the match, dude. That was the thing. Until Triple H came out. Triple H eventually came out and said that, Lesnar's days of holding up WWE are over. And he announced that Lesnar's not going to get the private jet, the limousines, everything else. If he wants to take a limousine, he can pay for it himself, blah, 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 blah. He's not going to get the special treatment anymore. And Laurinaitis basically, keeps trying to chime in. Triple H, I don't think this is fair, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, Triple H tells him, listen, shut the fuck up, man. I'm not this.
I was hoping he was going to do it like Vince. Shut up!
Yeah. And then eventually they wound up attacking Triple H, and Lesnar put him in, what's the UFC hold that he put him in? Kimura. And it looked good, man. It looked like, the way that they did it, it looked like Triple H. Even you sent me a message and said, damn, dude, that kind of looked real, man, with the snappage of Triple H's arm, but it wasn't.
I told you, I could tell it was work, because I know the hold and everything. Like, he just bent his elbow, and they did a jerk at the same exact time, which made it look like it broke, but it looked cool the way they did it. Like,
no.
Submissions aren't really over in wrestling, but now, lately, everybody's got, like, the bell lock, the S lock, whatever, the STF, this Kimura with Lesnar, injuring Cena, then injuring Triple H. They're getting submissions back over.
They are, man. It looked good, like you said last night, man. It really did look good. And then what happened? We went to a commercial break after that. Eve Torres came out and announced that, tonight we're gonna have it. By the way, John Laurinaitis is horrible. I think when he tried to say CEO or whatever it was, Triple H's job title, he said CAO or something. He's so
well, it's COO. Is the
right.
He just stuttered the O's.
He's horrible, dude. He's so bad, dude. But that makes for a good heel. You know what I mean? When you're so bad like that, people just hate you, dude. People hang on every word you say. And
I don't really. I think it's changed the channel heat. That's what, at least to me, it is. It's like, oh God, I don't want to hear from Lorna.
So, well, you know what? I kind of look forward to it just to see what words he's gonna fuck up. What's he gonna fuck up this time, dude?
You're right. You're right. And that there is the curiosity factor. Oh, we got 99 in the chat. One other person, get in there real quick. Thank you.
Do we? Man, this is a good show tonight, man.
It's a good number show. I don't know if we're pimping it or not, but
it's not bad. It's not a bad show, man. We're good.
It's all right. I thought it was gonna be better, but yeah, like I do the same thing. There we go, 100, boom. I watch his promos too to see like, all right, how many? Because he stutters and stammers and fucks up words, and like it's a guarantee that he's gonna screw up at some point. But that's not good, you know. Like that's not a, I don't know, that's not a reason to make him the top guy or anything.
Well, what about Vicky Guerrero? I mean, she's the same thing, right?
I hate her too.
Right, but it's a good heel. They want you to hate her. You know?
I like the excuse me, but after that, I can't. It's the same way Stephanie McMahon back in the day. That screeching voice, I just can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, it is pretty bad, man. So Eve comes out, right, and we're gonna have a series of beat the clock matches, and then the winners gonna go on to face WWE champion CM Punk at the Over the Limit pay-per-view. We had Miz against Santino in a rematch from the pre-show on Extreme Rules. This ended in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Santino went for the Cobra. Miz avoided it and hit the skull-crushing finale. Miz gets a win, finally, right?
He gets a win, and he was the time to beat for most of the night, and then it didn't matter by the end of the night. So.
Layla won a triple threat match over Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. God, this only lasted a couple seconds, man. I told you, man, they were gonna job out Nikki Bella. You knew that too, man. Bella's leaving.
On the way out, they had.
Right, and not only that, dude, but the firing angle that they did, you know, the WWE.com said that they were fired. Obviously, that's not the case. Their contracts expired yesterday.
It's another internet angle. Didn't they fire them on WWE.com?
They did, man, and we didn't even see it on Raw. That was the whole thing, dude. I mean, their contracts expired yesterday, April 30th. We reported it. We've been posting that for like the past month, that their contracts were expired on April 30th, and they were going to be leaving WWE. It's not like they were fired. They were offered to re-sign with WWE, and they turned it down, said they wanted to go and pursue other opportunities, and that is what happened. Contracts expired, and of course, if you opt not to re-sign with WWE, they're going to job you out. Ask John Morrison, ask many others that have left the company. They job you out on the way out. They didn't really, I mean, as far as the Bellas are concerned, though, I mean, shoot, they gave Nikki Bella the WWE Divas title, you know what I mean, before they parted ways with her, so that was kind of weird. So that was that. Chris Jericho and the Big Show. This is a beat the clock challenge. 4:18 here. There was a major mistake with the referee here, dude. Good lord, was that crazy? Did you see that?
I had it on mute. I was watching it, where they had the pin come right down to the last 5 seconds, I think it was. What was the screw up?
Right, and the referee, well, there was 1 second to go, and the referee completely fucked it up. Chris Jericho was trying to get back into the ring, and the referee called for the bell early. It was just, it was shit, dude. It was shit. We had, Brodus Clay defeated JTG. This is basically the whole thing with Brodus Clay comes out, jobs out JTG, jobs out numerous guys on a weekly basis. They're trying to get him, over.
How does that work? Like, it's just stupid. Like, he's a big guy. He's supposed to be a monster, and he's squashing everybody, and yet he's treated like a fucking comedy act.
Right.
You're not going to take him as a serious killer if you have him dancing like a retard. You know, it's stupid.
Eve Torres was backstage and tried to calm John Laurinaitis down from the earlier segment that opened up Monday Night Raw.
She looked good, too.
She is hot, isn't she?
She looked good, man.
She's from Denver, man, my old town, my old city.
Really?
Yeah, man. Teddy Long, basically she told Teddy Long to leave and gave Laurinaitis a pep talk about being a leader. Laurinaitis said that he already knew who John Cena's next opponent would be, and Cena's not going to like it. We had our final another beat the clock challenge match. It was Randy Orton defeated Jack Swagger. This one went 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So
that was the match where they went down to the last few seconds.
Right.
It was Orton's match, yeah.
Right, so they beat the time by 2 seconds, but that didn't matter because later in the night we had Daniel Bryan defeated Jerry Lawler in the Beat the Clock challenge. So it's going to be Daniel Bryan against CM Punk for the WWE title at Over the Limit. Other matches on Raw last night, we had Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defeated Primo and Epico. This was a pretty short match. Yeah, man, new tag team champions. Pretty short match, too. They were pissed off. Primo and Epico were pissed off afterwards, and they spoke to Abraham Washington. Looks like he's going to come up with a stable with him, Primo, Epico, Rosa Mendez, and maybe some others. We'll see what happens over the course of the next couple of weeks. What else happened on Raw? Kane defeated the Great Khali. This is another beat the clock challenge. This went 4 minutes and 16 seconds. See the thing here? You had 4 minutes 18 seconds, 4 minutes 17 seconds, 4 minutes 16 seconds. You know what I mean, dude? They're beating.
Yeah. Who cares?
Jerry Lawler, like we said, got a match on Raw. Daniel Bryan beat him. You knew that was going to happen. Daniel Bryan, obviously Jerry Lawler's not going to get the win there. Daniel Bryan goes over. So CM Punk came out after the match too. So we're gonna have Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. God, they just did it a couple months ago, dude.
On Raw.
It was on Raw. It was on pay-per-view, and they did it like 4 times. They even did it. I think it was on pay-per-view. Then it was on Raw, and then it was on SmackDown. And then I think they may have done it on Raw again. It was like 4 times in a row that they did it.
I only seen it once, but yeah, I know they did it a few times. I remember they were both champions, and you know who was the best and whatever. But I don't know. They had a lot of matches in Ring of Honor that they're both like a similar style, so you know it's going to be a good match. So at least you got that.
No, like you said, dude. On paper, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. It's like CM Punk and Chris Jericho. On paper, you know they're going to go out there and tear the house down. It's the same thing with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. So it should be a. Uh-oh. You hear that? You hear those sirens?
We got coppers over there. What do we got?
You can hear that, right? The old sirens.
Yeah.
Somebody robbed a bank. It's a couple.
Diners coming.
Yeah, couple blocks away, man. Somebody, there he goes. What's going on out here? What we got going on out here? I don't know. Somebody robbed the bank a couple blocks away from here earlier today. I heard the helicopters. They were over the house all day. It was crazy.
Somebody call the police.
Somebody call
the police.
What's the the Cops theme, dude? We gotta play that, right?
What you want? What you want? What you wanna do?
Right.
When they come for you.
Is that do they still have that on Fox? Does it still Bad Boys, you know?
I don't know. I never liked that show.
No?
I just remember the part in the opening where the guy's hiding under the little kiddie pool that's upside down, and the cop kicks the fucking the pool and
Listen. We gotta wait for the chorus. Bad boys, bad boys. There it is, right here. Yeah. Do what you gonna do when they come for you.
Just chuck it on that one. Just chuck it on this one. Yeah, that's one they had. Girl, I'm gonna make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. And if you cry,
what?
I'm gonna push it some more. La 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 lo. La 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 lo. Lo lo lo.
What's this? This is from what?
I think that this is another famous song they had.
I have no idea. I don't know. For Cops?
No, that band that makes that song. What is it? Inner Circle? What's the name of the group?
I have no idea who it is, who it's by. Inner Circle, you're right. Inner Circle.
Inner Circle. So yeah, that's their other song, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Oh, MC Boy, fuck off. I wasn't trying to really sing.
You kind of were, dude. You were into it, dude. Kind of doing the.
Yeah, I was doing it for comedic effect. I wasn't trying to win American Idol just now.
I thought it was pretty good. What? Somebody shitting on you? Somebody shitting?
I'll take a bow.
All right, no doubt. All right, so listen, final segment on Monday Night Raw. We know that Daniel Bryan's going to be facing CM Punk for the WWE title at Extreme Rules. John Cena comes out, right? He's got a sling on his arm, and he said that he's got a strained, it's strained, but he's got no breaks or no tears in his arm, right? So it's not broken, it's nothing like that. So he said that there's a difference between being hurt and being injured, and that's why he's on Monday Night Raw. John Laurinaitis eventually comes out and says that he brought in Lesnar not to replace Cena, but to motivate him. And Cena doesn't buy it, and we get the whole Cena corny comedy thing, dude. It was bad. So Laurinaitis is about to announce John Cena's new opponent for Extreme Rules, and out comes...
I almost shit my pants.
Out comes Lord Tensai, dude. A-Train, Prince Albert, whatever you want to call him, dude. Comes out, right? And he circles Cena. And that's when Laurinaitis comes up from behind and attacks him with the microphone, right? And he says that, I'm going to be your opponent at Extreme Rules. So we've got John Laurinaitis against...
Extreme Rules, Over the Limit.
Or Over the Limit. We've got John Laurinaitis against John Cena And that is that, dude. I mean, listen, we reported a couple weeks ago that they were going to push. I mean, he was immediately going to come in, and original plans called for Lord Tensai versus John Cena. And they were going to push this guy to the moon. And he's right there. He's in the main event spot, man. I mean, they're going with it.
Yeah, I almost took a turd in my short pants. I'm telling you right now, I almost had to change my short pants in the middle of the show because I was like, please do not... Please, not Lord Tensai versus John Cena. I mean, I have to watch this shit for my job. Don't make me watch that, Vince. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
It was.
So instead we get Lord versus Cena, and that's just as bad.
Dude. Well, that was your choice, right? Lord Tensai or Cena, or Cena
versus
versus
Laurinaitis? Between the two. I guess Laurinaitis will be better because they'll have gimmicks and stuff.
Gimmicks.
Match,
Exactly. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, guys. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Lesnar deal, what happened backstage at Extreme Rules. We are also gonna talk the Extreme Reunion event and everything that went down there on this past Saturday night. So we'll talk about that. You are listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this quick commercial break. What are you singing on the break, dude?
Yeah, I'm humming a little bit.
I got my headset off, dude, and I hear Lesnar's theme in the back, and I hear.
Is that what it sounded like?
I don't know what the fuck you were doing, dude. I figured we better come back. You're ready. You're ready to go,
I am ready. I actually, during the Cops theme song, I did the part where the Cops was filmed on location, like right when that's supposed to come in. I did that. And,
I think
the chat was encouraging me to sing along and stuff.
Did I fuck up during the commercial break, dude? I went to.
Yeah, the music died at one point.
Did it? I went to go fill up. Actually, you know what? I filled up my water, right? And I got the ice cubes. And I lied to you earlier. There were 2 twisted teas in the fridge, and Patty Roro was here for a barbecue on Saturday, and he brought over
Twisted tea, the alcoholic teas.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do they call it? Lager? I'm not familiar.
Lager? I don't know. I had one once, but I hate them so.
It says Yingling or something? Yingling? I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yingling is a type of beer, so it couldn't be that.
Yeah, that must be that. Yuemgling. I don't know.
That's Yingling, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good though. I got 2 more of them in the fridge. So there you go. I think
Yingling's a dark beer. I used to drink that sometimes.
That's the thing. I don't like dark beer, but this tastes all right, man. I mean, it's not bad, you know.
That's what they got at the, I'm banned from there now. I used to go to this bar called Roadhouse, and then I got into a fight with the bouncer one night, so now I'm never allowed back. I tried going back once, and the guy came over, and he said, dude, get the fuck out of here. He said, if you call back, I'm going to call the cops for trespassing, so I'm not allowed back. But when I was there, the best pitchers they had was $5 pitchers of Yingling, so I would drink that there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's not bad. Patty Roro came over, like I said,
man. He's still around, huh?
He's around every once in a while, man, but he showed up for a barbecue. God, I had no idea, man, on Saturday. You know, my next door neighbor Dan said, I'm going to have a barbecue. I said, what are you growing up? And not only that, but then Patty, you know, with him and his daughter and Roxanne, his wife, he's married now, by the way. Crazy, man.
I know.
They stopped over, and I said, hey, you guys want to join in a barbecue? And then they called a bunch of people. I called a couple more people. Next thing you know, there's like 20 people out here for a barbecue. It was pretty crazy, man. But
anyway. How's the weather? I mean, you guys are barbecuing in New York.
Yeah, it's cold. It's 60, 50 or 60.
Jeez. Y'all stay inside and just go out and grill and
No, we were out there. We're New Yorkers, man. 50 or 60 degrees in April is pretty warm, man.
For you guys, right? That's chilly down here. But.
Oh, man, it's not bad up here, man. So we were out there. We barbecued it up. It was a good time, you know. We had a good time
on that. That's what you do, man. You know, I had a barbecue during WZR about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I don't know. I never used to be into it. I don't like grilling, but when the food's done, it's fucking good.
Oh, my God. How do you not like grilling, dude?
I don't like I don't like grilling myself. Like, I'm not a big fan of cooking. But when the food's done, I love grilled food. Like, I love the steaks off the grill and all that shit. Because, like I said, when you're drinking, you get the munchies. And it was nice to have some grilled fucking gourmet. Because usually me, I'll just get, like, you know, some peanut butter and jelly or a goddamn cheeseburger at Checkers or something generic. But when it's like a big filet mignon,
Checkers?
I like it.
What's Checkers?
Yeah, it's like Checkers is kind of like Sonic or it's like a drive-through burger joint.
Oh my God, we don't have any Sonics up here. We don't have any. We have nothing. We have McDonald's and Burger King and the standard. We don't even have here in Albany, man. We don't have the what's the chicken place? Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. You guys got Wendy's and shit like that. Taco Bell.
Yeah, we got that, but we don't have the Chick-fil-A. We don't have anything like that. Up here, it's crazy, man. No Sonic, no.
You guys got the best pizza though. Nobody touches your pizza.
That's true. New York
local
pizza.
Places like Paisans, I remember was our favorite up there.
We have Five Guys. So they just put in a local Five Guys just down the road here, a couple miles away. So I can go down there. I don't like their French fries there. Something about Five Guys French fries. It's got like the skin on the potato.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They got Five Guys down here. I'm telling you right now, local pizza places are better than any Five Guys or Pizza Hut or any of those fucking places. Look, you guys got some local pizza joints up there that are crazy good.
Yeah. We don't have. That's the other one.
I'm lactose intolerant. I would live off that pizza anyway. You just can't help it. It's too good.
So that's the other. The In-N-Out Burger RKO on the channel. We don't have any of those either, man. We don't have
those are West Coast, I thought.
What's the other chicken? Popeyes? We don't have any Popeyes up here either, man.
Really?
We don't have anything like that.
Popeye's chicken is the tits, bro. It's so good.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I haven't used that one in a while, so you gotta try it.
He says it's the tits. Get the fuck out of it. We do have KFC. We got the KFC and the Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's.
The KFC Taco Bell mixed together, I remember. I used to go there a lot.
I know, that is a good one. Well, you know what? They changed it, man. Now it's they have Taco Bell and Long John Silver's.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So you can get a lobster and some nachos and there you go.
I don't know. It's the weirdest combination ever, but what are you going to do? All right, so listen, dude. Extreme Reunion on Saturday night, right? They're at the Armory in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the National Guard Armory. And this thing turned out to be a freaking disaster, all right? Earlier in the day.
WZR last week on crack. Figure that one out.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. So, I guess we'll kick it off, right? We'll kick it off with Sabu. Supposed to show up at a fan fest earlier in the day and no-showed the event. And people became concerned, where's Sabu? They called him. He wasn't answering his cell phone. They called the hotel. They got his room number. And a couple people...
Did you smoke a joint with Sabu once?
Balls Mahoney.
Balls Mahoney. Oh, okay.
In Glens Falls. So they go to his hotel room and they're knocking on the door and he's not answering, and eventually they kick the door down. All right, and they find him and he's slumped over in a chair and just completely out of it. The hotel manager earlier in the day said when he saw him, he looked intoxicated. All right. And so TMZ.com picked up the story and they contacted Extreme Reunion officials and they blamed it on an allergic reaction to some medication that he had been taking. Listen, let me tell you something. Don't automatically assume, okay? And when people see this stuff, people don't look past. A lot of times people believe everything they read, all right? And there's something called...
Are you about to defend this guy?
There's something... No, not at all, man.
Okay.
There's something called damage control, okay? And when somebody's fucked up, and I can tell you, I have proof, and there's a photo, dude. You haven't even... I'll send you this photo, bro. You know what he was on?
What was he on?
He's on heroin, and there's a photo. There's a photo from the hotel.
How do you know he was on heroin?
I'm going to send you a photo, bro. I'm going to send you... After the show goes on, and you can tell me, should we put this up on the website, or should we not put it...
Send it to me now. Let me react to it on the air. You don't got to show it to anybody, but let me see it. I'll react to it.
All right, let me put it... I'll put it in your inbox.
Okay.
There's a photo of him. See, somebody in the chat room saw the photo of it. There's a photo of him in the chair, slumped over, and on the table, there's bags of dope and a needle. Okay?
And a needle?
And a needle, dude.
Wow,
so,
a syringe?
Right, a syringe, dude. So, and I didn't put it up on the website. We haven't put it up yet. But the fact is, I mean, this guy was a complete wreck, man. So, obviously, they pulled him off the event, and they had to do all these last-minute changes, blah, 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 blah. And then it came out, you had another photo that we put up on the website. Just Incredible was passed out. They found him passed out backstage. Now, the deal with Just Incredible...
I love how guys are taking pictures of him with heroin fucking passed out before, like, most people's reaction would be like to check on him, call 911. This guy's like, ooh, let's take a picture of him.
No, you've got a photo of Justin Credible, right? And in the background, you can see it in the mirror. There's a bunch of bathroom stalls and everything else. Who the fuck sleeps in a bathroom? If you're going to take a nap, I can understand, man. You're a little bit tired before the show, blah, 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 blah. No doubt, take a little nap. But in a bathroom next to the stalls? Come on,
you don't
man.
fall asleep in a bathroom. You pass out in a bathroom. There's a difference.
I mean, come on here, man. And so we put that photo up on the website, right? So it turns out they catch him in the bathroom and they catch him sleeping. And the Extreme Reunion officials tell him, listen, you got to go home. We're done. And Credible, I'm all right. I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, they force him, leave the arena now. He leaves the arena. He then comes back about an hour later and says, listen, he says, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Please let me work the mats. And they said, Justin, no, man, you're a mess right now. We found you passed out in the bathroom. You're a complete mess. You're still a wreck. We're not letting you go out there like this. So they forced him.
Well, you do have to give the promoters credit in that sense.
No, you're right.
Remember that ESPN
Absolutely.
documentary where they fucking dragged Scott Hall's fucked up ass out to the ring? At least they were like, dude, go home. You're fucked up.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You got to give promoters credit. So they forced him to leave a second time. Just before the main event, he's spotted back in the arena walking through the crowd, talking with fans in the audience. So they go and they get him again, and they say, Justin, it's the last time we're going to tell you, leave the fucking arena, man. For the third time, they had to kick this guy. They had to kick this guy out 3 times, right? So there was that. There was that, and then you had Axel Rotten, who got in a car accident on the way home, which they blamed on lack of sleep, okay? And it's just crazy, man. So here's the deal. The Extreme Union was kind of a test to see if they could draw fans, how the crowd would react, and it was a disaster.
They did draw fans, though. That's the shitty part. If they would have just shown up and done their job, they could have got a little tour going, you know?
Right. People were chanting "Fuck you, Shane" at Shane Douglas in the main event. People were chanting
back to Walmart. I heard chant like that.
Or back to Target. Yeah, it was. They had. It was just crazy. I mean, fans were chanting stuff like "End this show," "Fuck this show," blah 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 blah.
Wow.
So here's the deal. And we're going to put this up on the website. They are planning to run more shows. Like I said earlier, there's going to be a statement coming probably tomorrow or at some point this week where they're basically going to suck up to you guys and say, listen, we are sorry, things happened, it was out of our control, blah, 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 blah. They are planning to book the talents that showed up at this show. They're going to bring back, and they're going to mix them with different names from the indie scene, guys that are up-and-comers, and they're going to try to...
still try and book Sabu and Justin.
No, here's the deal. The problem children, as they're being called, aren't going to be brought back. Sabu, Justin Credible, as of right now, that's what they're claiming. They're not going to be brought back. There was a pre-show meeting that was held before the show went live, and New Jack, who is normally a guy that stays away from people and kind of keeps to himself backstage or is known to create issues, was one of the main guys that said, listen, everything that has gone down today, Sabu, Justin Credible, let's go out there, let's tear the house down, and if any of you guys need advice, come to me and I'll help you out. And he was totally open to helping guys out.
What's that say? When New Jack's the professional with his head on straight at the show, like, my God, that says something.
Raven.
New Jack's crazy.
Raven, who was scheduled to be in a bout with Gary Wolf at the event on Saturday, caused tons of issues backstage. He basically told people in charge of the promotion that he had a shoulder issue, and they went out of their way to give him anything that he needed because they didn't want another Sabu or Justin Credible or something like that where a guy walks off the show.
What do you mean, give him anything? Money?
Well, the way the match was booked.
Okay. Let him do what he wants.
Let him do what he wants. So there were big changes there. As far as the pay-per-view, internet pay-per-view has been delayed. The company was told that they were going to have a file ready as soon as the show ended. That didn't happen. Something happened with production, and they're going to go out and edit. As far as the chants, the negative crowd reactions, and things like that, they are telling us that that is still going to be included on the DVD. It's still going to show up on the pay-per-view. That is not the reason for the delay. They're not going to edit out the chants. You're going to see the show exactly how it aired on Saturday night. There was a problem with the chairs in the front row. All the chairs were supposed to be a take-home chair for Extreme Reunion. They were going to be signed by talents. That fell through. They're working on a on a backup plan for the next event. Crowbar. He was originally booked as a surprise. He was going to face Too Cold Scorpio. Sabu went down. You had the whole Sabu situation in the afternoon. That was changed, and he was added to the match between Jerry Lynn and Justin Credible because Justin Credible was out. So you wound up with Crowbar versus Jerry Lynn.
Listen to all this shit. My
all right.
God.
It was crazy. Then after the show was over, Tony DeVito was supposed to come in, and HC Loke was supposed to come in. There were issues with them as well. It's just crazy.
What issues?
Just crazy. We don't know the exact issues with them. And then we told you about the Rotten car accident. That happened, I guess, after the show as he was driving home. Apparently they're blaming it because, he was tired. There is another guy that has worked for ECW in the past and, was at the Extreme Reunion event. Guy's name is Damian Ferron. And basically he's been Shane Douglas's, kind of assistant for years and years and years. He was in a car accident, just a few miles from his house in Maryland.
Can you imagine if somebody got all this on film and how great a documentary that would be?
Oh, dude, it was
crazy. This would
crazy.
be the best documentary ever. I mean, it's horrible because it was all stuff that was behind the scenes, off camera, for a internet pay-per-view DVD show and a live event for a live crowd, and they got nothing because it was just a shitty show. But everything going on around it, if they filmed it all and released it, that would be the best documentary ever.
It was crazy, bro.
It's like the plane ride from hell back in WWE back in the day.
You're right. The stuff that went down on this show, man, and not only that, but the Sandman, and this won't surprise you one bit, could barely walk to the ring. Because he was so shit-faced, dude. And they said that when he arrived at the building, because everybody else had been sent home and they didn't find him passed out or anything like that, they agreed to let him work. But he was shit-faced as well. So everybody was just a mess. I mean, the whole show was a disaster. But they did, like Boone said, they drew 2,200 fans, and they were happy with that. And they're hoping by issuing a statement at some point this week. Am I saying a lot? Is that what you guys are doing the job? It's a bad habit, man. It's a bad habit.
It's not a good transition, but I'm telling you, you try and tell a whole long story with, like, that was a 10-minute story. You try and tell that, you're going to say some or some or, it's bound to happen.
I'm sorry. It's a bad habit that I got. I've always had it. What are you going to do? It happens.
And you got the New York accent on it, too. It's like,
so they know. It stands right out, right? It sticks right out.
Emphasize.
All right, so get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. /chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. Get there. How are numbers? Numbers still holding up?
Numbers still got over. We've had 100 in the chat the entire second hour.
Beautiful.
Over 220. It's beautiful right now.
That's
but
what I
before we
like.
get into callers and the interaction with these great fans, with you great fans, I love doing the cheap thing like that. But we got to talk this Saturday. You're going. Where the hell are you going? You're going to a Slaughterhouse concert, so you're not even going to be around.
I don't know, man. I haven't got tickets yet, and
I thought you already had them.
No, I was on Ticketmaster.com. I was about to purchase them, and then somebody backed out. And then it was just me and Dan that were going to go. And I said, well, and then you sent me an instant message and you said, yo, man, you know that UFC on Fox is this Saturday? I said, wait a minute. We got UFC on Fox. We've got Mayweather versus Cotto. This is just a weekend where,
a big weekend for fights, man.
Oh, man, I don't know if I can miss these fights, I don't know.
Well, let's see. Okay, the way I asked you, let's just answer it on the air then. If you are going to be home that night, I think you'll be, because UFC on Fox starts at 8. So it's probably going to be over by 10. Mayweather Cotto won't hit the ring till well after 10, I'm assuming. Maybe like 11, 10:30, something like that, the fight will start. So we'll be able to watch both, no problem. But if they were head-to-head, which would you be watching?
I would have one on one TV and one on the other. I can't pick.
But which would you be watching live? Like, if you could only see one or the other because they're on at the exact same time, the main event for each show, which would you be your attention get?
I'm a bigger fan of UFC than I am boxing, so I would go UFC.
I am too, but look at the main event of UFC on Fox 3. Do you know what it is?
I don't, to be honest with you.
It's Nate Diaz versus Jim Miller. Who gives a fuck? Nate Diaz is excited to watch. Jim Miller's a top guy.
Right.
They're saying the winner's in line for title shots. It's all great.
Well,
what time?
What time is UFC on Fox? What time did you say?
8.
8.
Eastern, yeah.
Yeah, so it's over by the time. I mean, you're asking if they were going head to head?
If they were head to head, I would rather watch Mayweather Cotto live. Mayweather is big name. Cotto's a good top guy as well. He's only ever lost to Pacquiao and
Right.
Margarito, and they said Margarito had loaded gloves, and they had the rematch, and
Matt-
Cotto destroyed Margarito.
Matt M in the chat room. We know that they're not going to go head to head. We're just saying, if
I'm
that,
just asking
if,
which are you more excited for, basically?
Right. If that were the case, what would I watch? I mean, obviously we're going to be able to see them both, but which would I watch? UFC, dude.
Yeah, I would watch Mayweather Cotto instead. Not the whole thing of event versus event. I'm just saying which I'm more excited for. There's Josh Koscheck versus Johnny Hendricks is the co-main event. Nate Diaz versus Jim Miller. Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto. Those are three fights that are happening this weekend. If you ask me to rank my interest in those three fights in order,
right,
Mayweather Cotto would be the first. Second would be Koscheck and Hendricks, and then the main event Diaz Miller would be the last one.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, dude. It's not a very good main event. I would probably, for this, if it was a normal, if you're asking, it's a hard one to pick, dude. If you were asking a normal boxing fight, we'll say, Bernard Hopkins versus Chad Dawson.
Yeah, I would rather watch UFC.
Right, I would watch UFC. But you're right, dude. I mean, Mayweather versus Cotto, I would probably, let me change my pick, man. I'll probably watch boxing just because it's Mayweather.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, who do you got, Mayweather or Cotto? You got Mayweather.
I got Mayweather, man. But don't rule out Cotto. I know, right? You know what I mean? And I hate Mayweather, dude. I want to see Mayweather lose so bad. And somebody's
got. You haven't
been
watching the 24/7s, have you?
No, I haven't, man.
Oh God, they're so good. You gotta
Are
watch
they?
them, dude. Him and 50 Cent are like best friends and fucking going nuts everywhere.
No shit.
Cotto's working his ass. It's just a good.
What
they
about
just do him so well?
What about Diaz and Miller? Who you got there?
Diaz Miller, I'm gonna go. Oof.
I got Diaz.
I'm leaning towards Miller, but
wow.
I want Diaz to win, and if I was I'd put my money on Diaz. But I think I'm just thinking Miller's gonna out wrestle him and get a decision.
AMC
it's
boy.
It's a 5-round main event, by the way, non-title.
AMC boy in the chat. No, I haven't heard from Jackie Lee. Hopefully she calls up at some point tonight. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're gonna.
I hope she didn't stop. I mean, I'm sure she still listens, but call in. What the fuck? It's behind us. It's the past.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the past. You know what I mean? And the people.
Have fun, Jackie. Calls like we always used to have.
Look, the people in the chat room are saying, call in, Jackie, man. They miss you. The people miss you. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do?
We don't like you, obviously. We have you on every week.
So why is it a 5-round fight? It's not a.
It's non-title, but from now on all main events.
Yeah.
5 rounds.
You're right. No
so who you got? Last prediction: Josh Koscheck versus Johnny Hendricks. And remember, Johnny Hendricks is an undefeated wrestler who has knockout power. He just knocked out John Fitch with one punch in his last fight. Nobody's ever knocked out John Fitch, and only GSP's ever beat John Fitch.
I'm gonna go Koscheck, man.
I agree. I mean, I know Hendricks could win, and it's a close fight. I'm still leaning towards Koscheck.
Yeah. It should be. Both shows should be a good show, right? I mean,
the third ever UFC on Fox show. Those are big. They just feel big. Mayweather Cotto's the biggest fight of the year because Pacquiao's next fight is against Timothy Bradley. Nobody gives a shit about that. So this is going to be the biggest boxing fight of the year. What's this?
Listen.
I can't hear it that well. What is it?
You'll hear it in a minute.
Oh, UFC, okay.
Yeah, buddy, that is awesome, dude. That's
face. Fucking crazy, man. You get hyped up when that shit hits. So, but they got the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's like the NFL theme, right?
Technically, it's the UFC or the Fox Sports theme. That's how they say it because it's not. Yeah, that.
See, when I hear that, dude, that's NFL, man. That's not.
Immediately you think of NFL, yeah.
Right. I think the one on CBS is better too, anyways.
Yeah. I watch usually CBS carries the. That's the one. Yeah.
Wow. doesn't that get you jacked? Where's the
I can't
NFL,
wait
man?
For the season, man.
We need
Detroit, they're back to being a real team. It makes football more exciting for me because you gotta understand, for fucking 10 years, 15 years, I'm winning 2 games a season. I'm winning 3. You got it with the Bills too a lot.
Right.
It just takes it out of you. You're like, man, I want to get hyped for football, but my team sucks dick.
Let me tell you something. Listen, Detroit had a great. You guys made it to the playoffs last year, man.
We made a wild card and we lost, but I mean, we had a great record. We had a lot of wins. It's just fun. It's more fun when your team wins. Like it makes the week shitty when you're waiting for your game, you watch it, and you watch it get your ass whooped. Then the next week you watch your game, you get your ass 10 fucking weeks in a row of this shit. And by that you're just like, oh god, who cares?
Yeah, Buffalo's looking good, man. We re-signed Stevie Johnson, who's our main wide receiver, man. We got who else? Mario Williams is coming on for defense. We just signed him. That's a huge pickup for us. Our main problem is Ryan.
You get anybody out of the draft?
We got, I can't remember who we got. It was somebody on defense, I believe. But you know what? Our main problem is Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we just signed him to like a 5 or 6 year contract, so we're going to keep him.
Who's your quarterback?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, God, I've never even heard of him.
Yeah, wow. Man, and we just signed him for like 5 or 6 years, so he's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? He's not going anywhere.
I already got a bet for the NFL this because the preseason, the Detroit Lions are playing the Baltimore Ravens. So my brother already told me about the match and bet me, because he's a Ravens nut.
Right.
So I've already got money on a game for this year. I can't wait.
There you go. Guys, we've got live ongoing WWE SmackDown and NXT spoiler coverage right now. It's the top post on WZROnline.com. Just go to WZROnline.com. And it's right there. It's the top news post, and you can refresh.
Are you gonna talk about do we have SmackDown spoilers tonight?
Get this shut the fuck up. I know. All right, here we go. Caller, you are live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey guys, the main site I go to, I don't want to plug it, but the main site I go to is saying Jericho's going to be leaving soon to tour with his band. And there's been different statements of that. Like, is that true, or when is he leaving? What's going on with that?
Oh, it's a good question. Chris Jericho, Boone, he's asking about Jericho.
I think this summer he's got some dates on the books, right, for Fozzy?
He's got some dates coming up with Fozzy and an ongoing tour. So he's going to be leaving WWE temporarily. Not going to be working live events. It's possible that he may still show up.
I got the damn football theme stuck in my head.
Right? I do too, man. I do too. So he's going to be leaving WWE. It's possible that he may work Monday Night Raw and just not televised or non-televised events, house shows and things like that. We don't know yet, but he's going to be on tour with Fozzy, and it looks like he's going to be taking some time off after the tour is over, after the summer tour. It looks like he's going to be back with WWE. So it may be a short-term, departure, and then he'll return to WWE in the near future. So it's not going to be anything long-term. It doesn't appear. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, why is a lot of professional wrestlers on drugs or messed up? I mean, is wrestling a bad business? Because, I was interested in joining, but a lot of former wrestlers, they're just messed up. I mean, can you explain that to me?
Well, I mean, in the wrestling business, a lot of guys, it's very easy to go out and score painkillers, all right? These guys walk into a doctor and they say, listen, I'm on the road 200 and something days out of the year.
They always got some kind of injury they can get prescription medication for anyway.
Right. It's very easy for a wrestler, even an NFL player or any sports for that matter. It's very easy to walk into a doctor and score prescription pills. So these guys go in and they become addicted to these painkillers, and they start out with 5 a day, and it goes up to, it's going to sound crazy to you guys, but 50, 60, 70, 80 pills a day, and to the normal person like me or you, that would kill us. But when you build up a tolerance, these guys are waking up in the morning.
About 80 pills a day, but yeah.
Well, Shane Douglas had claimed that he was taking 80 pills a day. You know what
80,
I mean?
Yeah, he was full of shit. He said he was taking 80 Oxycontins.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're not taking 80
no, you're right.
Oxycontins a day. You're going to kill yourself.
But you start out with 1 or 2, and then you wake up and
you build a tolerance. Yeah.
Just in the morning time, you wake up and you take 5 or 10 of them just to get you started during the day, and then when they leave WWE,
usually about every hour you take another dose too.
Right.
By the time you add it up, my God, that's like 20 doses a day. If your dose is 5 pills, that's what? That's like 100 pills right here. That's a lot of fucking pills.
Right, and they just go out and they build up a tolerance, and then they turn to alcohol and other things, and it just kind of it gets out of control. And then when they leave the business, they're so banged up from all the years of abuse that they continue on with prescription pills, and that's why you hear about it often. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
I got one big issue.
Alrighty.
Lord Tensai, man. The gimmick is not believable. He's in terrible shape. The theme music is terrible.
It feels like something out of the early 90s, like with the gimmick guys they would have, and it feels old.
It does, and we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, obviously, he's in the main event right now, man. They're propelling him right to the top, man. With
are they promoting him as an Asian guy too? Because he's clearly not Asian.
Japan.
So they're saying he's Japanese?
He came.
Oh
from,
my God!
He came. Yeah. He came.
Right.
He came over
he's
from.
a big fucking white biker. What the hell? How the fuck?
Well, and he's had so many names in the past, right? Prince Albert, A-Train. Remember they used to chant "Harry back" or something, "Shave your back" or something like that at him, dude. I mean, I don't know. Nobody can take the guy serious. We all know him from his A-Train days, and it's not like you can take a guy like that sticks out like a sore thumb. You can't change his gimmick or have him grow some hair or something like that and make him look like a different guy. Everybody knows him as A-Train.
You can change it a little bit, but you can't have him come in as a fucking Japanese warlord. Like, that's retarded. He was a fucking piercing gimmick 10 years ago.
Yo, you know what the crazy thing is, dude, and this will show you the difference between, Japan Pro Wrestling and American Pro Wrestling. He was a mega star.
Yeah, he was huge in Japan.
Huge, dude. Huge over in Japan, man. And then he comes over.
Kind of like, who was it that was in Scott Norton? He was in the NWO for a little while, and he was like clearly the jobber of the NWO. But it was like he would go to Japan, and he was the biggest fucking thing ever over there. Stan Hansen, guys like that were like that in the old days too. Bigger.
RKO in the chat said it. Giant Bernard over in Japan, man, he was a huge star over there. And then he comes over to WWE, and people are like, wah 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 wah.
He was doing MMA in Japan too, Giant Bernard.
Right. I mean, it's crazy how different. And not only that, but in Japan, people are so respectful, man. The crowd is dead silent. And then when a big move hits, they'll pop,
Yeah,
and then
fighting over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Dead silent, and then a big punch lands, and they all roar.
All right, here we go. I don't know if the phone lines are working. 518-712-3070. Once again, 518-712-3070. We've got open phone lines right now. I should do the rapid fire segment too. Do you want to do that on your Facebook?
Yeah, I set it up right now. Hold on.
All right, here. I'll. This is what I usually.
Why don't we do rapid fire on yours, and then okay, we'll do it this way.
We can do the feedback I mean, what do you want to do here?
I was gonna do feedback on mine, yeah.
All right, you can do that. Why don't you do the feedback? I'll do rapid fire, and then you can do the feedback later. So plug that real quick.
Well, send me the feedback post, and
okay.
Do you have one for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plug my Facebook real quick.
Everybody head over to facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top post should say something along the lines of submit comments and questions for the WZR Rapid Fire segment. And then it should say something along the lines of, if you're not listening live right now, you can do so at WZROnline.com/chat. Rapid fire. Quick questions, quick comments. We'll rapid fire answer them. WZR, oh shit, I fucked up. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? Caller 715. 715, area code. You're live. Hey.
3, 2,
1, gone. All right, open phone lines right now, guys. If you didn't get through the first time, keep calling back, and eventually we will take each and every one of you guys. 518-712-3070. We're going to be doing the rapid fire segment here in just a couple minutes. Take Vendetta. What's going on, man?
What's going on? Do you know that Anarchia is fire?
I did, man. I did. Anarchia. From TNA.
Oh.
I knew you were going to say that, man. They confirmed that. We're going to put it up on the website. TNA has now confirmed that. He was removed from the TNA roster earlier today, and TNA has since confirmed that. So we're going to have an article on that as soon as we go off the air here tonight. What else? SmackDown spoilers, WZROnline.com. For those, it is the top post right now. We've got a live chat in progress, WZROnline.com/chat. What's wrong with you people? I mean, there's so many of you guys listening. Are you scared to call? Is that what it is? What's the deal,
Look
man?
how many fucking rapid fires we have, though. Holy shit.
Did they come around? No doubt.
They're flying through already. There's like 20 of them already.
Let me go to your page. Let's run them down. Let's see
Your page. You have it.
Oh, I have rapid fire?
You put it up.
Yeah, you're right. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, hi. How do you guys broadcast the pay-per-views, and do you guys even enjoy that while typing and doing all that for every match?
No, I don't. You know what I mean? I cannot stand it, man. It's
3 hours or sometimes of torture. You can't fucking take a piss without missing like a whole goddamn paragraph you're supposed to write. It's insane.
And as far as broadcasting, I don't stream. WSNLive.com has live streams, and then there's numerous other stream sites out there, or you can order it on paper, which is what you're supposed to do. But it's a pain in the ass. Pay-per-view nights, it is crazy busy, just busy, and then the day after is even busier. Like yesterday was just insane. I was having a hard time keeping my server up. Yesterday afternoon it went down a couple times, and then last night it went down again. So, I mean, traffic was just ridiculous yesterday. It's always like that.
I want to hear you say, hello, so fucking bad. Where is she?
She's not. I'm telling you, man, she's taking a break.
Man.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? Hello, 404 area code, you're live.
Did you hear it? It sounded like they started talking, like, hey, I was up. And then they just died.
Got scared. No, they hung up. I think you're right, dude. I think they got scared. That was it. What do you think? If you call, we're not going to pick up, or maybe you try to.
Everybody in the chat blamed it on me. They said we're scared of Boone. I'm not going to do anything.
Nah, he's in a good mood tonight. All right, here we go. Rapid fire. You ready? Matthew Pringle, can I come to your next barbecue? Of course. Listen, if I and Boone gonna call. Oh, look at Clark go. Blah blah blah.
You
great fan. If I could have you guys come to my barbecue, if everybody lived around Albany, New York, I'd invite each and every single one of you. Big barbecue on me. Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, whatever you want. We'd grill it up. We'd have a good time. We'd drink some beers. Be a good time. I'd invite every single one of you over to my crib, and we'd have a good barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Young, any favorites? I'm not gonna let you respond. You're not jumping in on it.
I'm not even. I got no comment.
Jesse Young, any favorites for The Ultimate Fighter? I've been watching
it, man. I watched the first 3, and I just gave so little of a shit this season. Even with them making the fights live now, I don't watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, man.
They got 2 going on at the same time right now. You know that, don't you?
2 what?
Ultimate Fighters. They got Ultimate Fighter Brazil going on with Vitor Belfort and Vanderlei Silva as the coaches. It's in Portuguese, but they stream it online with subtitles. I don't watch that. And then they got the Ultimate Fighter on FX Live with Uriah Faber and Dominic Cruz, and I don't watch that one either.
I love that theme.
What was it?
You know what the other one is? The Olympics theme is really good too.
What's that one?
Let me see here.
I don't watch the Olympics. I don't know if I would know that one.
I think this is it. We'll see. What do we got here? Yes!
Oh, okay. I remember it from being a kid. I haven't watched it in a while.
When's the Olympics coming up, man? They have them every, 4 years, I think it is? Well,
What's the NBA on NBC? What's that theme?
NBA?
NBA on NBC. Somebody in the chat room, Rammer Jammer asked for it. I want to hear it too.
They're not on ABC. They're on ABC, not NBC.
I said NBC. No, that's what
they're not. They're not on NBC. It's ABC.
Hey, calm down. Don't get hot about it.
Motherfucker. All right, here we go. Caller, you live on WZR Radio. What's up? Talk to me, man.
Hello.
Hung up again, man. Hung up again.
Jesus.
All right, what's going on here? All right, I can't find the I don't know the NBA thing.
Who cares?
Maybe
more rapid fire. We got like billions more over here.
What's this? No, that's not it. All right. Muhid Mudgeman Mia, Miz to star in the Marine 3, yay or nay? Nay.
Yay.
Nay.
Yay.
Nay.
He is starring in the Marine 3.
Nay. Call it.
Oh, good God.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Thank you. A few years ago, WCW had something called the Clash of Champions to combat all WWE pay-per-views at that time. Do you ever see that coming back as an alternative to WWE's pay-per-views?
TNA, I think Dixie Carter did an interview recently where she said TNA might be adding some new shows. I doubt that would be one of them, but the Clash of the Champions, I mean, originally it worked. I think it was to try and steal people. I think it was WrestleMania, but it might have been, I always get it confused, because WWE created the Survivor Series to fuck with Starrcade, and then WCW did Clash of Champions, I think to take away from WrestleMania. It was Sting and Ric Flair, and it used to work. It's like it was a free live TV special, but like a pay-per-view build-up with big matches and title matches on free TV head-to-head with a WWE pay-per-view. So it was a good concept. I don't know if it would work today. Like the last time TNA went live against Raw, it didn't work at all. So I don't know why a Clash of Champions style thing would work against WWE pay-per-views, but you never know.
Alex Wintringham, why didn't they have the opening pyro for WrestleMania 28? You might have said this before. They didn't have pyro last night on Raw either, by the way. I'm not sure as it pertains.
They didn't have any. Did they have it at Extreme Rules? Because I got a text that said Big Show didn't have pyro for some reason.
At Extreme Rules?
Yeah, I'll get the text up right now.
Yeah.
I got a guy there telling me shit going on. The guys I work with.
Yo, it is hot as a motherfucker in
Me
here.
too, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I gotta keep my fans on. They make too much oh, here we go.
Whew.
I won't say the guy's name. The reporter that I'm friends with said pyro guy couldn't get pyro plates set up fast enough so they wouldn't set off Big Show's pyro. That's the text I got from Extreme Rules about pyro. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the pyro shit the last couple of days.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's going on?
Hey guys, can you just get me up to date on why The Miz has just been buried lately? I mean, who did he piss off, basically?
We talked about that earlier.
Right.
I guess it was the R-Truth spot, so I guess he's still in the doghouse for that.
Well, listen, it's I'll run it down again for those that tuned in late. It's like this: they had the R-Truth spot, which caused some backstage heat, and then. In addition to that, when you watch the guy in interviews, even media interviews and things like that, he's obnoxious. He's a real cocky, obnoxious guy. And people in WWE say that when he had the title last year, was it last year or the year before? Last year, right?
It was WrestleMania last year. He came in as champion, so.
Right. So it would have been last year. When he had the title, people said that the ego went straight to his head, and then when they took the title off of him, he still thought he was just nobody could fuck with him because he was WWE champion and didn't live up. As far as in-ring work was concerned, he wasn't. They felt that he wasn't giving it his all, or wasn't putting his full effort into making good matches and things like that. So. It automatically generated backstage heat, and they killed his push.
It was like bullshit, though, because Miz matches are usually pretty good.
No, well, last night, I was watching him last night, man, and it seemed like he was really back into it. He had that fire, you know what I mean, that he had before.
You can see the effort again.
Right, you could clearly see it last night where he's trying to get back on top, but when that happens, and WWE management says, listen, man, you're lacking in-ring, you're cocky, you've got an ego, big ego backstage, I mean, they will take your push and flush it right down the toilet, man.
They'll remind you who's boss.
Exactly. They will remind you who's boss, and that's what happened with Miz, where the ego, the cockiness went to his head, walked around like his shit didn't stink, and
shit smelled like shit.
It's that's what happened. So it seems like he's on the rebound right now. I mean, they had him on Extreme Rules, they had him on the pre-show, and then last night on Raw, he finally got a win on Raw. So maybe we're back on the right track. We'll see in the coming weeks, but the win last night on Raw was, it was a way to get him back on the right track. I believe, man, and it's not like the guy's going to be fired or anything like that. They see. There's money in Miz. I mean, they wouldn't have made him WWE champion last year if they didn't feel that way. But
the talent roster isn't that deep. I mean, he's got the tools to be. I mean, they could position him as a top guy, and it's believable. And there's not too many guys they have to where when you put him on top, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It fits, and you believe it.
Right.
He's one of them. So, I mean, eventually you figure he's got to get another swing at the plate. So we'll see.
All right, Mario Castrodel, what is the storyline about the truth on TNA between AJ Styles, Daniels, and Kaz? I'll have to check out TNA coming up this Thursday night. I think that's where they're going to, go on with that storyline. I don't know much about it as of right now. Michael Duggan, why is Bryan versus Punk when Bryan is on SmackDown? Listen, man, the brand split means nothing these days.
Plus, Raw is a super show starring Brock Lesnar, so they can have SmackDown guys there. In pay-per-views, they've always been able to have SmackDown guys. So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Nathaniel Lippincott, do you think Vince McMahon will ever drop the Kroenke incident and allow big events to take place in Denver? I think he already has. They're already going back to the Pepsi Center, right? I believe there's an event. I know they're going to the World Arena in Colorado Springs. I think they're running Denver. That's a SmackDown taping. I'm pretty sure they're running Denver the Monday before. Pretty sure, man.
I don't know. You're good with all that shit. I don't pay attention to venues and dates and shit. But what does he mean by drop the E? Like WWE?
No, Stan E. Kroenke or whatever, the owner of the Pepsi Center and a bunch of.
Oh, okay, yeah, they had beef that one year, right, with the Lakers and all that shit.
Right, with the playoffs and everything else, and Raw
had to change locations or something.
Raw got kicked out of the arena because the NBA playoffs were there, and Vince was all pissed off, and it got into the media, and. I think they're going back to Denver, though. I'm pretty sure. Matthew Perez, do you think that it was right for WWE to try to rat out you guys? Well, I mean, WWE's trying to work the internet. I mean, if it was your company...
Not the first time they've done it either.
Well,
nothing's new.
Well, if it was your company and people were leaking storylines and things like that, I mean, it's part of the media. I mean, it's what the media does these days, and unfortunately, that's part of our job. But, I mean...
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
Do you know we didn't bring up the Hulk Hogan story? His revolutionary idea to change right with the TMZ shit. You should run that down.
Oh my God, you're right,
it's
dude.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like I heard the build up, and I'm like, ooh, Hogan's got a new heel turn NWO kind of idea. Let's see what it is. And the idea is, hey fans, come take videos of us. That's the idea.
Hogan blocked me on Twitter for the thing a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
Man. He blocked me, man. He blocked
Hogan
me.
fears WZR. Doodah.
One call before we get to that, and then we'll go back to it. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's up? This is Ralph from Boston.
Hi. What's up?
All right, so first of all, I want to say that Brock Lesnar should get his ass kicked every time he's on TV, and that should get him the money that he's worth.
So you think they should just beat the hell out of him, and that's why they pay him that much money to have their guys beat him up?
Yeah, whatever, dude. All right, let's...
You gotta get him over and then have somebody beat him, and then it means something. Like I said, to a lot of people, he's just a big guy that they've kind of heard about before. They don't see him as the top guy yet. They gotta make him the top guy, and then have their guys beat him.
Yeah, let's go back to the Hogan thing. And it's crazy because Hogan held a backstage meeting yesterday, right, at the Impact tapings, and this is where this all came out. And he said that from now on, for any fans that are out there, if they see TNA talents like an AJ Styles or a Ric Flair, they want them to take out their cameras or their videos or whatever else, man, and record TNA talents kind of like TMZ does with, celebrities, right?
Yeah,
it's so
fans to stalk their employees.
But here's the deal, okay? TMZ has reported on Hogan's divorce. They've reported on Hogan's sex tape, and it's
His
completely
son with the fucking car wreck killing that kid.
It's completely ruined Hogan's image. Yet he wants fans to go out there and do stuff like TMZ. Come on, bro. TMZ has shit. TMZ has shit all over you for the last couple of years, and now you have this concept. I mean, come on, man.
The only thing I was trying to make logic of the concept, like why does he think it's a big thing? And the only thing I can come up with is he thinks, well, if we have all these people recording the stars, eventually something controversial will get caught on tape. It'll make headlines, and it'll be free promotion that we'll get occasionally when something gets picked up.
Right.
That's the only concept I can see behind his idea, like why he would think it would be anything. How does that do anything to help the company? The only thing I can think of is he thinks, well, eventually some shit will get caught on tape that'll give us a bunch of free press that'll get picked up by all these places like TMZ.
You know what the worst part about this is, right? You know this isn't going to work, all right? Number one, it's not going to work. And Hogan is probably, I mean, he says if this doesn't work, He's leaving. He's hightailing it out of TNA, right?
How do you determine whether or not it works, by the way?
Yeah, I guess if ratings go up and if you get the media coverage and this, that, and the other thing. But listen, man, you know damn well that this isn't going to work. Hogan is going to leave the company. Then Hogan is going to go out.
Not going to do anything.
No, wait a minute. Then Hogan is after he leaves TNA, Hogan's going to go out and he's going to do media interviews, this, that, and the other thing. And you know what he's going to say? This is what he's going to say. Well, they weren't TNA. They weren't listening to my ideas. I gave them all these ideas. No, that's not the TNA is catering to Hogan, right? Anything Hogan wants, TNA is saying.
They have to.
TNA is saying yes, no doubt. Let's try it. Anything Hogan comes up. Dixie Carter, I think she fails to see that Hulk Hogan is killing this company, but she thinks that Hogan is there to help, and he's not. And when he leaves the company, Hogan is going to completely shit all over Dixie, all over TNA. Said I did everything I could. They weren't listening to my ideas, and that it is completely. You know Hogan is. I remember Hogan a couple years ago before he came to TNA. He said, I guarantee you within a matter of time, a year, I think he said.
I think he said 2 years. It's been how many?
Ratings are going to double, and we're going to surpass WWE. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You were okay. The dude
They were thinking when they went live it was going to be WCW Nitro versus Raw all over again. It wasn't even close. I mean, not even in the same ballpark. It's just the landscape's not the same in the wrestling business. Hulk Hogan's, he's there to get paid. And when he's done getting paid, he's going to leave and he's going to save face, just like you said. They didn't listen to ideas. If they would have, things would have been way different, but they wouldn't do it.
In TNA's defense, okay, in TNA's defense, I mean, they're pulling a 1.0, a 1.1 rating, all right? It's not a good time for pro wrestling. And not only that, but look at the SmackDown rating on a weekly basis. SmackDown last week got a 1.7. That's not all that far off from a 1.1 in TNA, all right?
What you got to look at is where you can defend TNA for the business being down in general, but at the same time, 1 point whatever, they're getting about 1.5 million viewers on free TV every week, and then they translate that to what, 15,000 pay-per-views sold?
Right.
The conversion sucks. Like WWE will convert 2, 3, 4 million fans into, you know, at least 100,000 buys, you know, more for good shows.
Listen, they've also got Raw, they've also got Smack. I mean, Raw
they got way more programming, but
listen,
I mean, still.
Raw is 4 times the size of Impact, 3-4 times the size of Impact, all right? Then they've also
but
got
they sell
Smack.
way more than 3 or 4 times the amount of pay-per-views, so they're converting more viewers. So.
I don't know, dude. If you take 15,000, all right, and times that by 4, we'll say that WWE's 4 times.
60.
That's 60, all right, so that would be 60,000 buys, right? And WWE's doing, 130 these days on some of their pay-per-views? It's not that far off, man. It really isn't. It really isn't.
No, that's the wrong math. The way you're doing 15,000 buys for 1.5 million people. So you do, I just forgot it. Fuck.
Yeah, we would have to sit down and figure it out, dude.
I had it a second ago, and then you confused the shit out of me with that. That was wrong, but... Yeah, whatever. It's still, the WWE converts more people to buy pay-per-views than TNA.
No,
TNA, if they put on a better show and gave people shit that they wanted to buy, you know.
WWE has also been around for way more years than TNA.
They got way more promotion, too.
Way more promotion, way more money, way more TV shows. I mean, come on.
Advertising, all that shit. It's a machine.
It's an unfair comparison that we're trying to make here. You know what I mean?
But they still have 1.5 million people that watch their product every week, and they can, if they did something big, you know, people would buy it. WCW did it.
You would hope so, you know, but it doesn't. It's not happening, man. It's just not happening. But in TNA's defense, man, it's not a good time for pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is down as a whole. So if you're trying to grow a company, especially these days, well, the SmackDown rating is dropping on a weekly basis, and you're trying to build a promotion, it's not a good sign to see the main competition, which is WWE, they're dropping on a weekly basis, and you're trying to grow. It's not the best.
It sucks too, because pay-per-view is where you make your money if you're a wrestling company, not TV ratings and commercials on TV. That's not where you're going to make the bulk. You're going to make the bulk of your money through pay-per-views, merchandise, and live ticket sales. TNA is not a big live ticket seller. They're not a big merchandise at all. Their pay-per-views are weak, and they're going against UFC. They're going against Mayweather, Pacquiao boxing matches. They're going against WWE every month. The people are only able to buy 1 or 2 pay-per-views realistically, and if you're going to buy 1 or 2, then your options are a big WWE show, a big Mayweather Pacquiao boxing match, a big UFC, or a TNA pay. TNA is going to be the last one you buy out of that 4 every time.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. Let's do listen, rapid fire. We're gonna do one word answers,
Rapidly.
and then we gotta go because it's 10 o'clock on the dot right now. Here we go. Brandon Dub Levens. Will we ever see Rock versus Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania? Shawn Michaels,
No.
I think, is done. Sergio Cardenas read an article by that John Cena was gonna be written off because his brother has brain tumor. Brother does have brain tumor. Looks like he's still gonna be working though.
He might want time off after, who knows, but not yet.
David Zarbarski, will Undertaker come back before WrestleMania 29?
He'll come back by WrestleMania 29.
By WrestleMania 29 for a match at WrestleMania 29. Aaron Spice, were all the blood spots at Extreme Rules with John Cena planned?
Yes.
I believe so. I mean, those elbows looked fairly legit, so I'm not sure.
They look purposeful, yeah. And Cena bladed, or Lesnar bladed, so that was on purpose.
Lesnar definitely bladed. Joe Sullivan, has anybody really been far even as decided to use even go, shut the fuck up. You got me again, motherfucker. Clinton Bowden, is Batista going to come back to WWE? Don't believe so. Not at this time.
Not at this time, but before it's all said and done, yes.
Ryan Ratliff, what are the odds of Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling at WrestleMania 20%? Very, very well.
At 29, I would say at more than 50%, yeah.
Way more than, I would say
70-30?
70-30. Yeah, that works. Jay Pang, Ryan, do you survive off only chicken nuggets and mashed potatoes? I had them last night for dinner, my man.
I would love that every day. Shit, that's gourmet.
Jesse Young, I had tacos tonight for dinner. Jesse Young, who do you think...
I had hot sausages.
We heard. Jesse Young, who do you think takes the world title off Bobby Roode? Oh,
I would think James Storm when it's all said and done, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. You never know. Hopefully not
Kurt Angle,
hopefully not Garrett Bischoff. Rashad Robinson, when is Rey Mysterio coming back? Not anytime soon. Possibly
not
never.
Within the next 60 days or 90 days. What is it? 90 days?
60.
60 days, yeah. So it'll be a couple months.
Chris Ross, what is TNA's new open fight night thing about? Google it. It's on our website, or do a search on WZROnline.com. We don't have time to get into it. Chris McDonald, if Japan can make Prince Albert a megastar, can they do the same with Matt Morgan? God, please no. I hate Matt
Maybe in Japan, he might be able to get over, but I doubt it.
Hogan, please not Matt Morgan. Please not Matt Morgan. The guy is horrible. I can't. That's one of my guys in pro wrestling. I can't stand him. Frankie Lair, say your opinions on Hogan's great idea. We already talked about that. Horrible idea. Stupid. Vincent Nugent, your thoughts on Hulk Hogan's new concept for TNA Impact? Same thing. Frankie, I should have listened to you. Frankie Lair, guys, they've got so many so many Ultimate Fighters springing up all over the world. There's like 3 or 4. Yeah, we talked about that. Arturo Vasquez, what's your favorite? What's your favorite gimmick of all time?
Favorite gimmick of all time? I like Mr. Perfect a lot. Off the top of my head, I don't know, man. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah. All right, we're out of here. We gotta go. It's another fun Tuesday night with you guys. Spoilers.
Where do they go?
www.WZROnline.com.
Also, feedback. We want it. Was the show good tonight? Was the show bad tonight? Tell us. We get better this way. Go to Facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. That's Facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. Give us your feedback.
Do it up. Facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. I'm going to go over there and read that. So please, man, give us some feedback. Let us know. I might even put it up on mine, but I'm going to wait a little bit so that you guys can all go.
I think we can finally put the YouTube archive on your Facebook this week, too.
This was a good one. We're going to put it up. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right. We will see you guys. If you're new tonight, guys, we're here every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Great traffic tonight. Awesome turnout. Thanks to everybody. Alistar Overstream. Thanks to everybody that showed up in the chat. Go to Matt Boone's Facebook page right now. We want feedback. Don't be fucking lazy, man. Don't be lazy. Go over there. Submit some feedback. This is how we get better. Whether you hate us, whether you love us, let us know. We don't take it personal. Go over there, Facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR for Matt Boone.
That's me.
And this is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com. We're going to take him out with a boom bang. Here we go.
.com. Boom.